The Ken Pollock Auto Group knows how to treat its customers. You work hard. We want you to have the Ford or Lincoln that will work hard for you at a price that will keep you smiling down the road. Come experience our customer-first approach and see what it's like to get the sales and service experience you deserve. The vehicle you want from a dealer you can trust. Ken Pollock Ford Lincoln, Route 11 Berwick, or online at kenpollockford.com.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
You're listening to the Coach Sheptalk Show, a conversation between Berwick Bulldogs head coach Frank Sheptalk and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio WHLM.
As a result of being a 3 seed in the 8-team District 2 Quad A field, the Bulldogs begin the playoffs with a home game taking on Pittston area here at Crispin Field this evening. On August 31st, the Dogs shut out the Patriots, and Berwick's defense has continued to be the strength of this team. Frank, you lost your leading tackler, linebacker Blaine Cleaver, to an injury. He's out for the season. Then his replacement, Joe Lynn, suffered another injury. So on Friday, you went to Mike Zalutko, your starting right tackle on offense. He didn't just fill in. He was outstanding, wasn't he?
He had a tremendous debut at the linebacker position. Very pleased with Z. We talked about the linebacker position earlier in the year, that potentially is in his future. And, we actually even did some work, earlier in the Williamsport Valley West area, but it was very challenging, with the amount, where we're platooning people and the amount of reps that you have at practice to get them the amount of reps to continue to develop them. But, when the injuries started to occur and, we've really been hit hard at that linebacker position, we felt that now's the time to go to him. He brings a presence where a very physical young man, runs extremely well. He's athletic, and we were very impressed with how he played downhill. From a linebacker position where, he's playing the Mike backer, he's at 4.5 yards, and really gave us a presence, inside out to the football throughout the evening.
You like to have players play only one way whenever possible, but he played much of that game both ways and didn't seem to bother him.
No, and that's where, he's worked extremely hard on his conditioning, through the summer. He had a great weight room area, but one of the things that he worked extremely hard on was, his conditioning and his fitness level, and that's very much at a high level. And, I think obviously as we move through the playoffs, we're going to need him to play both ways, and that's going to, ask a little bit more out of Jake Lanning on the offensive side of the ball, but we believe he's ready for it also. And, Michael seems very comfortable there at that position, and we look for him to be very much a presence to try to make us a little bit stronger through the middle.
When I talked to you this summer, you were really optimistic about the prospects for your defensive unit. You thought it could be something special. It has been, hasn't it?
Oh, I think the defense has played extremely well throughout the course of the year. Very consistent. Obviously we've given up some plays, occasionally, and I think when you're as aggressive as us, and that happened on Friday night against Coughlin, where we give up a big running play in the first half, very similar to the Dallas game where, we're trying to be aggressive, we're trying to take the fight to the offense, and, we just get out of position a little bit, and the kid makes a great run. So, but the thing that I'm very proud of the defense in regards to that is we've responded. We've responded in red zone areas. We responded after big plays, and, you saw that in the Dallas game, and you could go back to multiple games earlier in the season where, whether it's from a kick return and we're backed up, or a turnover and we have bad field position as a defense, that group has really been able to rally the troops and keep the offense out of the end zone. And, obviously when you look going into the playoffs, where the two things that you mentioned, we've got a strong running game, strong offensive line, and we're playing good defense, that's a good formula going into the district playoff.
Well, tonight the Bulldogs begin those postseason playoffs against Pittston area here at Crispin Field. Later in the show, Frank will tell us about the Patriots. But up next, it's the Bulldog Spotlight feature. You're listening to the Coach Sheptalk Show on Sports Radio WHLM.
I'm Ken Pollock, and America's #1 selling vehicle is now at Northeast PA's most trusted auto group. Come visit Ken Pollock Ford Lincoln. With thousands of happy customers on the road, the Ken Pollock Auto Group knows how to treat its customers. You work hard. We want you to have the Ford or Lincoln that will work hard for you at a price that will keep you smiling down the road. Come experience our customer-first approach and see what it's like to get the sales and service experience you deserve. The vehicle you want from a dealer you can trust. Ken Pollock Ford Lincoln, Route 11 Berwick, or online at kenpollockford.com.
First Columbia Bank has a recipe for better banking. Does your bank or credit union offer free checking with no strings attached? Do they offer you a free gift when you open a new account? How about a free gift when you refer a friend? Do they buy back your debit cards and unused checks from your old bank? If not, then it's time for a better checking account from First Columbia Bank. Right now, when you open a new checking account or refer a friend, you'll receive a free mini slow cooker when the account opens. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way.
First Columbia Bank.
Local is important when it comes to a lot of things, but especially when it comes to your insurance. At Hartman & Lally, you're dealing with local people shopping for the best coverage and the best premiums available. You can do that when you're not locked into one company. Call Hartman & Lally today, 752-3688 for your business insurance quote. Let them do the shopping for you to find the right coverage at the right price. Hartman & Lally Insurers, 726 West Front Street, Berwick. HartmanandLallyInsurers.com.
You're listening to the Coach Shep Talk Show, a conversation between Berwick Bulldogs head coach Frank Sheptalk and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio, WHLM.
High school football's second season. The postseason playoffs begin tonight. For the Bulldogs, it's a home game against Pittston area. In our next segment, Frank will tell us about the Patriots. But now it's time for our weekly feature, Bulldog Spotlight. Tonight, the spotlight is on starting center Aaron Cashman. Frank, it's Aaron's first season as your starting center. How's he done?
Done extremely well. And again, like from the center position, it's not just the physical things there, Jim. I mean, obviously the center makes a tremendous amount of calls. He's got a big job in front of him tonight because Pittston's one of the most multiple, defenses that we'll see from a front standpoint. But, he's gained confidence. He's gained a lot of, football knowledge and has applied it very well. He's done extremely well with keeping the unit on, hey, this is the front, fellas, and this is how we need to block it, and has also played at a very physical level. Has been able to do great at the point of attack. With one of the things that we're doing from a blocking scheme standpoint is we're trying to get as much movement at the point of attack as we can. And with some of that inside play that you see, it's Aaron and one of the guards really trying to get us a push initially. Has done extremely well. And probably the most impressive thing is that he's been able to be a great center getting to the second level. When we're running that fly sweep series that's been so successful for us, he's been able to be very athletic with some lateral movement and then climb to the second level, cutting off a backer, gives us a lot of running lanes. He's been very significant in the success of us running the football.
Yeah, and one of the things that's impressive is what you mentioned, all that mental stuff and getting to the second level and all that, and yet you have to get accurate shotgun snaps, and you're in the shotgun most of the evening, and he's been almost flawless in that department.
Yeah, great year from that standpoint. Last year, obviously, that was one of the things we felt we needed to improve on. The staff and I we tried to research a few things, and then Aaron, has done a great job with that. He really adapted to what we were asking him to do because, when you watch us, Jim, we're a two-handed snap where you don't see as much of that anymore. But the accuracy and him being able to get the quarterback the ball with the laces on the proper side for what we're doing with all the ball handling is really, one of those things that subtly has made us extremely better. And then the other thing is, back to the offensive line thing. We haven't given up a lot of sacks and we haven't had a lot of bad snaps. So that's something that we definitely felt like if we could improve on that, we'd be a better offense. I think you're seeing that this year.
What are Aaron Cashman's physical attributes?
Well, I tell you, great ground-based strength. Again, when anytime we talk about an offensive lineman, we sort of start with that. And Cash is, he's a great deadlifter. He's a great squatter. He bends extremely well. And he has definitely, when we talk about like what we're looking for there, that thick, lower body, you look at his quads and his calves, and he has that strength to be able to push people. And that's where you get back to that earlier point about great at the point of attack. He's able to do that. And then the footwork, and those are the types of things that we really believe when we were looking at Aaron as center. We were saying These other things we need you to improve on, Aaron. We need you to improve on the ladder drills. We need you to improve on change direction and push off, opposite foot and lateral movement type things. And the young man really made a commitment to do that, and obviously has made a big impact on the success of this team.
I guess the other great contribution of Aaron Cashman's emergence as a starting center, it allowed last year's starting center, Noah Craig, to move to guard. He's a great pulling guard. He's a great blocker, and that's opened things up. Sure,
and I think that really made our offensive line, because when we were looking at that and doing that, that we thought if that could occur, that we would have those young men in the best position to use the attributes that were most prominent in their resume, because Noah is a puller. We talked about Noah a week or two ago. That group is really, they're doing a great job, because we were saying at the guards, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for at center, at tackles. We need these attributes. I think Coach Dawson and the group, have really taken it to heart of these are the things that they do well and have really excelled at it throughout the course of the year.
In the Bulldog spotlight, 5'10", 254-pound junior Aaron Cashman, the Bulldogs starting center. Tonight, Aaron and his Bulldog teammates play Pittston area in the District 2 Quad A quarterfinal here at Crispin Field. Up next, Frank will tell us about the Patriots offense. You're listening to the Coach Shep Talk Show on Sports Radio, WHLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Rinnai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
Are you looking to meet an elder care need? Do you or a loved one need assistance with any of the instrumental or basic activities of daily living? Brookdale Senior Living has a solution. Brookdale Bloomsburg, located at 420 Schaefer Road, is a premium personal care home offering a family atmosphere along with round-the-clock nursing care. Call 570-387-6868 to learn more. Better yet, we invite you to drop in and meet the Brookdale family and learn how we can offer an optimum aging experience for you or a loved one.
You're listening to the Coach Shep Talk Show, a conversation between Berwick Bulldogs head coach Frank Sheptalk and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio, WHLM.
Tonight, the 33rd meeting between Berwick and Pittston area. This time, it's a postseason matchup. The winner will advance to next Friday's District 2 Quad A semifinal to take on the winner of tonight's Honesdale-Dallas game. Frank, your team had their way against Pittston area back on August 31st here at Crispin Field, beating the Patriots 38-0. Your defense held them to just 7 yards rushing. They are averaging 121 yards on the ground, and their junior running back, Dylan Lakachko, is 9th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in rushing, so I guess you'll have to assume they're still going to try to run.
Well, yeah, and I believe that's who they are. And, one of the things is that program has gotten better under Coach Barberi is, they have a system. They go about their system and they try to get better each particular week. And I think that you've seen that on film. Obviously, they lost a tough one against Wyoming area. Had a good win against Crestwood the week before. Had a great game with Williamsport several weeks ago. But they're an I football team. Obviously, when you're an I football team, you want to establish the run. They've got some good people up front. The fullback has done a nice job from a lead blocking standpoint, and the two tight ends have played extremely well throughout the course of the year. And, it's interesting when you play a team the second time, because, especially in the playoffs, because, the first one, really doesn't mean a whole lot anymore, and you really got to go out there and reestablish yourself. And as I told our team on Monday when we started the week of, they're looking at it just as we would look at, playing a team the second time. Like, hey, we have another chance here. Let's go out and play our best. And, we have a chance to win the football game. So we need to go out there and reestablish ourselves as quickly as we can.
Another reason Pittston area will try to run the ball this evening is their starting quarterback, Mike Nocito, who's thrown the ball for over 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns, was injured last week against Wyoming area. He's out for tonight's game. We'll see either Brian Jambra, a wide receiver, in place of Nocito at the quarterback spot, or Alex Anastasi, who's been the backup and played some against your team earlier this season. Does that development change the way you play defense against this team?
Well, no, from a defensive standpoint, Jim, we are who we are. I mean, we're going to be in the 8-man front. We're definitely going to try to attack the offense. We watched number 2 a little bit in the latter part of the fourth quarter last week after Nocito went down. He's an athletic young man. I mean, he's more of a wide receiver by trade, but he runs extremely well. On one of the films, you could see that he's throwing the ball on the sideline. He throws a nice tight spiral. So, you don't want to give that, whoever the quarterback is, obviously there's going to be a little bit of nervousness there. And it's the first time they're behind there as a starter. So you don't want to let them get comfortable. And, that's obviously going to be our approach this evening.
If Alex Anastasi is at the quarterback controls, that frees up Brian Jambra to be a wide receiver. And he and Andrew Krafchick are 2 good receivers, and they got good length as well.
No, we talked about that in the first game. I mean, when you look at that group, I mean, it's a good wide receiver group. And, again, I think that Brian and Andrew, as a tandem, throughout the course of the year have been very consistent with making plays for the Pittston offense. And that's something that we look at where they're going to try to attack us. If you look at some of the downfield throws, Coughlin had some throws downfield. Had some of their bigger plays in that particular area. So we got to get better defending the deep ball, obviously with Giambra and Krafchick. And Krafchick's been one of the better receivers in the Wyoming Valley Conference the last 2 years. We need to do a great job on the perimeter.
Up next, Frank will tell us about the Pittston area defense. You're listening to the Coach Sheptalk Show on Sports Radio, WHLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
You're listening to the Coach Sheptalk Show, a conversation between Berwick Bulldogs head coach Frank Sheptalk and the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio, WHLM.
The 36th meeting between Pittston area and Berwick tonight here at Crispin Field. This is a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal game between the number 6 seed, the 4-6 Patriots, and the number 3 seed, the 7-2 Bulldogs. 8-2, excuse me. Frank, when we talked about the Pittston area defense prior to week 2 in the regular season here at Crispin Field, we were talking about a 3-4 look for the defense for the Patriots. Now, that was a long time ago, August 31st to be exact. Have they gone to anything different as the season's gone by?
No, again, like whenever you're a 3-4 front, Jim, I mean, it's very multiple. So I think we're going to see as many fronts tonight as we've seen throughout the course of the year, because even in the last 2 weeks, in the Crestwood game and the Wyoming area game, they're in the true 3-4 where it's an odd look and you have that traditional, two backers over the guards and the center covered. So we're going to get that. But then you're also going to get, the bear front where they bring those tackles down and they cover the guards and really try to take the inside run game away. They probably played that, 6-8 times against us in the first game. Then they're doing some things where they're trying to create a 3-man side and a 2-man side, whether they're trying to defend, the field slightly more or trying to defend the tight end slightly more. So it morphs into a 4-2-5 type of defense occasionally as well. So that's where our center, back to Aaron Cashman, we need to do a great job of identifying the fronts. And the other thing, and they're very unique in this, Jim, is they move in and out of fronts. Probably, I think we do that the most, but they're probably the next team where they're in and out of different fronts. So the O-line needs to play extremely well.
One personnel move they made since you played them, they've moved their linebacker, John DeLuca, number 90, who's one of the most physical players, to the defensive front. And he's right next to Riley Brody, who might be their most physical player. So that's a pretty good front three.
Oh, there's no question about it. And they're pushing the ball or pushing the front much better with 90 as the nose guard. And one of the other things that's very unique to their scheme is, 43, Brian Herron, who replaced DeLuca at the linebacker position, they're covering up a couple guys inside and trying to blitz 43 as much as possible. Very similar to what we saw at Selinsgrove, Jim, where they're covering a couple offensive linemen and then trying to shoot a linebacker through the gap. We need to do a great job picking that up this evening.
Even though we are into the postseason now, Frank, I think you, like all head coaches, probably have some plays they haven't used yet. I just want to ask you from a philosophical standpoint. There's two schools of thought. One is you show these trick plays, if you will, so the other team has to work longer and consider more things. And the other thing is, no, keep in your back pocket till you really need it in a big game. Do you have any particular philosophy on that?
Well, I think that, we sort of exposed that a little bit in the Valley View game the first time where, we came out and we tried to do a toss pass and do some of those things. I think that, like, when you're trying to grab momentum, early in the football game or show them something that, where you're the first gadget, that's, from a strategical standpoint, I think that you approach that of, how can we get our football team to gain momentum in that particular game? And that's really, from our standpoint of looking at it, like we have those in our back pocket every week. Last week you saw us try to do some things with Alex, where we put him in motion or, flip him like a reverse and he's got a run pass option, those types of things because you're trying to create momentum or trying to create a big play and catch the defense off guard. But for the most part, and I said this to one of our staff members, that's one play. I mean, realistically, you need to be great when you're calling that. You have to be very opportunistic when you make that call. But obviously it gives your team great momentum. And, we've worked on some of those things and we continue to work on some of those this week because we think that in the right situation, you got to go to those calls.
Well, Frank, it's an exciting time of year. Thanks again for your time and good luck in keeping it going.
Thank you, Jim.
We are hoping to have another show next week prior to what would be a District 2 Quad A semifinal. Another edition of the Coach Shep Talk Show. Stay tuned now for Pittston area at Berwick football coming up next on Sports Radio WHLM.
You've been listening to the Coach Shep Talk Show on Sports Radio WHLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Yannick Real Estate, Commercial and Residential. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Hartman and Lally Insurers, Front Street in Berwick. Welch's Towing and Repair, Towing, Recovery, and Lockout Service. S.J. Kowalski, Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Ken Pollock Ford Lincoln in Berwick. Make your drive a Ken Pollock Ford or Lincoln. And by your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Now, stay tuned for Berwick Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
This is Berwick coach Frank Shep Talk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
It's Berwick Bulldogs football playoff action versus Pittston on Sports Radio WHLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Name brand liquidations, now open in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Columbia Drywall in Berwick, with over 40 years combined experience. Your local State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. MDL Snow and Land Inc. in Berwick. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Mayo Funeral Homes in Berwick and Chickashinny. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast in Berwick. And by AMC Builders, specializing in new homes, major renovations, additions, and garages. Now, with Andy Ulickney, here's the Dean of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio WHLM.
Good evening. Tonight from Pittston Field, the Bulldogs against the Pittston area Patriots in a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. I am Jim Doyle, along with Andy Ulickney. The producer for tonight's broadcast is Raven Klein. Well, the regular season is history. Tonight it's ready to start the postseason, and the Bulldogs take on Pittston area, one of 8 teams involved in these quarterfinals. Honesdale playing at Dallas tonight, Abington Heights at Valley View, West Scranton at North Pocono. The Bulldogs finished the regular season in good form, rolling over Coughlin last week at Wilkes-Barre Memorial 55-7 to close out the regular season with an 8-2 record. They are the number 3 seed in these District 2 playoffs. The top 2 seeds are the only teams to beat Berwick this season. Valley View is the number 1 seed. As I mentioned, they're at home against Abington Heights tonight. Dallas is the number 2 seed. They're at home against Honesdale. So if the Bulldogs are going to win a District 2 championship, it's going to have to, in all probability, run through both Dallas and Valley View. On paper, it seems like this should be an easy one for the Bulldogs tonight. It's a rematch of a game played on August 31st here at Crispin Field, and Berwick won handily by a score of 38-0. In addition, Pittston area, with a 4-6 record, enters this game without their starting quarterback. Mike Nocita, a junior who's had a pretty good season, 1,184 yards passing, 6th in the Wyoming Valley Conference, 14 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, but Nocita was injured in their final regular season game against Wyoming area. He is not in uniform tonight. We expect to see number 3, Alex Anastasi, who is a junior, who's thrown only 9 passes on the season. 4 of those passes came against Berwick in the game back on August 31st. So the Bulldogs against Pittston area, the winner to advance to the semifinals to take on the winner of tonight's game, Dallas at home against Honesdale. The good news weather-wise is it's a balmy 60 degrees as we get ready for this first playoff game. The bad news, it's raining, and raining pretty steadily. The turf can handle it. It's a matter of the fans can handle it, and we're hoping that we see no lightning during the course of this evening's game. Andy Ulickney with us for Bulldogs football. Andy, I thought the Bulldogs impressed me last week, even though they're playing a winless Coughlin team, a team with 21 players in uniform. Sometimes, under those conditions, the team that has the better record plays down to the opposition. They just play sloppy, even though they come up with a victory in most cases. I thought the Bulldogs were on their game. They looked sharp, and I think they're ready to go in the postseason.
Yeah, I'll agree, Jim. And, sometime missing a player here, having to change someplace else, the players rally. I mean, they know they don't have Blaine Cleaver. Mike Zalutko is going to get the start, and I think the other 10 defenders kind of rallied behind that notion and stepped up their game even more. I think offensively, Zalutko was getting some rests. You were seeing Jake Lanning in there on occasion. We saw different receivers in Alex Forrest and also Sean Sheptock getting some time. And I think there's a bit of a rallying there. It's a little bit of a different look. The quarterback, Ryan Lawbaugh, he's still a newbie. He has to sort of earn his stripes, and he's going to get better every game as he goes. He played one full game against Dallas, but as Frank Sheptock mentioned in his show with you, the other 3 were half games. So, there's still that improvement. You want to get a little better every game. I think, working on that improvement and rallying around some missing players and some change-ups made a difference for Berwick.
The Berwick defense is clearly their strength. They are going to be without Eric Montez tonight, defensive end, a slight concussion. He will be ready to go next week, provided the Bulldogs win and advance into the semifinals. Offensively, you look at the Wyoming Valley Conference numbers, Berwick's number 1 in rushing, 270 yards a game. They're next to last in passing, but we've seen enough in the last couple of weeks to know you can't sleep on Berwick's pass game.
We watched Berwick's quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh go 3 for 4, and the one incomplete would have been about a 60-yard touchdown that kind of went through the hands of the receiver. So, 4 for 4 is pretty darn good. Sometimes you're low in passing numbers because that's not your strength. You want to win the game with your strength, with your forte, which is the running of Owen Shoemaker and Ryan Lawbaugh, so you don't work it. But Berwick's passing game, I think, has only gotten stronger. I think the threat of the run is even more prominent, so when you go play action, there's going to be more openings. And I think the receiving core has certainly got a boost when you add in the 6'2" or 3" height of Alex Forrest with his speed, the incredible, state qualifying speed of Sean Sheptock, along with the Tegan Wilkes and the other cast of characters who've done the job all year. So I think there's the potent potential, even though it hasn't been proven. And I'd like to see them work it tonight. I'm just hoping the rain doesn't put a damper to it. They'd be going against a very weak team against the pass. Pittston is 17th in the 17-team league against the pass, so it wouldn't be the worst time to work the passing game.
Last season, Pittston area, the first year of head coach Nick Barberry, went 6-5. That was significant because it broke a streak of 9 straight losing seasons. They expected to struggle this season. Just 6 players back who started against Berwick last season. In addition, some key injuries. But they are 4-6. And boy, just 3 weeks ago, they had Williamsport on the ropes and lost a very close, emotional game, 36-33. Nick Barberry told me that his team has never been quite the same. They needed that game. They'll have to rally tonight to be competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, especially with the injury. You get to the point, and Nick Barberry does this. Frank Sheptock mentioned in the show, he's the type of coach who wants to see progress each week. Each week, a new measuring stick. Are you better than the week before? And they were doing that up to that Williamsport game. But boy, as you come into this and you lose your quarterback who was a stud, you have to shift people around. You may not be able to pass. You're going to rely on a running game, which was solid but not spectacular, and Berwick will be looking to stop that. They're up against it in this one.
We had heard that Brian Jamber might be the quarterback. It's probably best if it is Anastasia because Jamber is an outstanding receiver. In fact, one of the best in the Wyoming Valley Conference. He's joined by Andrew Krapchek, so if they can throw the ball at all, and it's tough against Berwick because of that rush, they do have 2 excellent receivers.
They do, but Alex Anastasia, young quarterback, only 4 of 9 passing on the year for 59 yards, probably is going to have a tough time getting it out. Berwick's coverage has been outstanding. Of course, the pressure they can put on any quarterback is truly outstanding. I think Jamber, in a way, probably gives you one of your best athletes at quarterback, and you turn into a running quarterback type of game, a little bit of a different game plan that might surprise Berwick and maybe get your athletes where they get more touches. We'll see how it plays out.
And to be by later with the keys to tonight's game. When we return, we'll hear from Nick Barberry, the head coach of the Patriots. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, WHLM.
The market for nice used vehicles is really hot right now. And because of that, Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg is in need of high-quality local trades. And we're willing to pay for it. We've been authorized to pay a special 20% buyback bonus on pre-owned trades. Right now, your trade could be worth way more than you think. And there's no pressure to buy. We'll buy yours, even if you don't buy ours. But you need to come in because we need to see your vehicle. Come in, test drive any vehicle at Alexander Family Buick GMC, and then find out just what your trade is worth. A huge selection of new and used vehicles with the lowest price, guaranteed. And now, a 20% buyback bonus on your trade. The market for nice used vehicles is really hot right now. And because of that, Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg is in need of high-quality local trades. And we're willing to pay for it all this month, and only at Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg, where, as always, we're taking deals the other guys won't.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Renai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Name Brand Liquidations is now open in the Berwick Plaza just in time for the holiday shopping season. At Name Brand Liquidations, you'll find everything from cereal to car seats at great prices too. 50 to 90% off regular retail. Customers say it's like a treasure hunt with cool stuff at great savings. It's like Black Friday every day. Name Brand products, low prices, and the inventory changes every day. Start your shopping day every day at Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, Front Street, Berwick.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptuck. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
As the number 3 seed in the District 2 Quad A playoffs, Berwick earned a home field for the opening of the playoffs, and tonight the Bulldogs will play here at Crispin Field against the Pittston area Patriots in a quarterfinal. The biggest problem for Pittston area's offense when they faced the Bulldogs on August 31st was the Patriots' inability to run the football. They finished that game with just 7 yards rushing. We asked head coach Nick Barberi if that's been a consistent problem for his team this season.
Games and in other games we have run the ball well. Berwick's defense is excellent, and so they haven't given up a lot of yards to anybody. But there have been times, like against Wyoming area last week, where we just couldn't establish a running game, and anytime you do that, that makes it difficult to move the ball.
When you assess your regular season, now that it's finished, you had to know going in that it was going to be a challenge. I mean, you lost a lot of firepower from last year's team. Has the season been what you expected, a disappointment? How would you evaluate it?
Well, I mean, we knew we had lots to replace coming into the season, and we knew our schedule was going to be significantly tougher than it was last year. So we were really a couple of bad plays away from being 5-5 to finish the year. So there's some things we're positive that good to build on for the future, and then there's some things that we were a little disappointed with. Our end of the year we weren't really thrilled with. We started turning the ball over a lot more than we did in the beginning of the year, and that really hurt us.
I think you'll agree Berwick looks a little different offensively than they did back on August 31st with a new quarterback, a little bit of a new system. What concerns you about their offense?
The new system, it's still a run-based system, I think, and I think it's driven by Shoemaker carrying the ball. But I think the new quarterback gives them a little bit more of a dimension that they didn't have when we played them in the first game. A lot more of the option game and a little bit more in the passing game. So there's a lot to be concerned about. They've been putting up some big numbers in these last few weeks. So we'll try and contain Shoemaker first and foremost, because I think he's what makes the offense go. And then we'll have to contain the quarterback on the option and keep the game.
Their defense has been the strength of their team all season long. Why is that? What do you see that makes them so strong?
I just think their overall team speed on defense is what causes us the most problems. They just get to the ball as fast as any team we've played, and so that makes it very difficult for us to try and move the ball when they have that much speed on that side.
That's Nick Barberi in his second season as head coach of the Pittston area Patriots. He actually played here at Crispin Field. He's a Pittston area grad. His junior year in 1985, he played defensive back for his father. His father, Bob, was the most successful coach in Pittston area history. He coached from 1966 to 1988. Had 146 wins, just 91 losses and 5 ties. Nick had applied for this job in both 2011, 2013. Didn't get it either time, but he kept at it. He was an assistant at Delaware Valley for 19 seasons. Last year, in his first season, they were 6-5, and again, that was significant because it broke a streak of 9 straight losing seasons. His Patriots come into this playoff game with an overall record of 4-6. Berwick against Pittston area. We'll check the starting lineups when we return. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, WHLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast in Berwick is proud to sponsor Berwick High School in their playoff game this year. The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast offers lodging that accommodates overnight travelers passing by, guests visiting family and friends, as well as long-term business professionals for companies in the area. This holiday season, when your family is visiting your favorite Berwick football player, have them give the White Birch Inn a call to book a room so they can enjoy all Berwick has to offer. Details available at thewhitebirchinn.com.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
The 2018 high school football season been very fortunate where the weather is concerned. Can't remember any rain for any of the Friday night regular season games, but looks like we're going to have rain throughout this one tonight as we start the postseason. Berwick against Pittston area in a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. Here's the starting lineup offensively for the Patriots. The tight end, number 82, Tony Gorey. He's a 6'4", 190-pound senior. When they go to double tight ends, they'll go with number 90, John DeLuca, a 5'11", 232-pound senior. As the Patriots make their way on the far side of the field tonight, wearing the white jerseys, white pants, red numerals, red helmets, and trim. The left tackle is Riley Brody. He's a very physical 6'3", 230-pound senior. The left guard for the Pats is number 75, Joey Jones. He is 6 foot, 235, a senior. Ed Galonis is the starting center, number 62. He's 6 foot, 240 pounds, a senior. Another senior starts at the right guard position. He wears number 74. He is Seth Johnson, 5'11", 230-pound senior. Steven Yanchis is the right tackle. He wears number 79, 6'3", 286 pounds. He is a sophomore as the Bulldogs just making their way on the near side of the field, wearing their blue jerseys, white helmets, white pants, white numerals, and trim. The starting quarterback, we believe, is going to be number 3, Alex Anastasi, taking the place of the injured Mike Nocita. Anastasi, 6 foot, 183-pound junior, just 4 for 9 in passing for 59 yards on the season. The leading rusher and the 9th leading rusher in the Wyoming Valley Conference is number 22, Dylan Lakochko. He is 5'8", 150 pounds, a junior, 610 yards rushing, and 5 touchdowns. The fullback's number 25, Mike Coe, 6'1", 210, a senior. And another wide receiver is number 6, Andrew Krafchick. He is a 6'2", 180-pound junior, 25 receptions on the season, 428 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So he has 25 receptions. Brian Chambra, the senior, has 28. So a couple of good receivers if they can find the time for Alex Anastasi to throw the football. For Berwick, the tight end will be number 90, Will Decker, 6'2", 212, a senior. Anthony Sisko starts at left tackle, 6 foot, 201, a junior. The left guard, Sully Slabinski, a 6'1", 237-pound junior. We'll also see Justin Eckert, number 70, a 6'2", 297-pound senior. Aaron Cashman is the starting center, number 52, 5'10", 254 pounds, a junior. Noah Craig, who's had an outstanding season, starts at right guard. He wears number 79. He's 5'11", 256 pounds, a junior. Mike Zalutka is the right guard, 6'1", 236, the junior. Leading receiver for the Dogs is Tegan Wilk. 21 catches, 194 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The quarterback is Ryan Lawbaugh. Got his first action in the second half of the Hazleton area game 4 weeks ago, and he's been very good. 63.6% of his passes complete for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's also run the ball very, very effectively, averaging 8.3 yards a carry on 40 attempts. The leading rusher is Owen Shoemaker. He wears number 39. The 5'9", 201-pound senior, 1,219 yards rushing, averaging 7.1 yards a carry. He is 4th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in rushing the football. Berwick will also use a couple other wide receivers, including Alex Sharkowski and Alex Force and Justin Robbins, who caught a touchdown pass last week in that win over Coughlin. The Bulldogs against the Patriots. We'll check the keys to tonight's game and kick it off when we return. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, WHLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Just a couple of minutes before the kickoff, Berwick against Pittston area to start the District 2 Quad A playoffs. The keys to tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, Pittston defensively, Jim, is going to run a 3-4, and they're nice and solid up front in their front seven. Berwick's going to have to watch for movement out of that 3-4 as they like to shift the nose guard. Sometimes get 3 men to one side, different look on the other. A 3-4 is like a 52 if you walk those outside linebackers up. So Berwick's familiar with the scheme, although they'll see them move out of that base an awful lot. Berwick knows what to anticipate, and the line has to know their assignments, explode off the football, and then drive their people. And they've been doing that rather well throughout the season. I expect them to continue. As for Pittston's pass defense, it's been problematic. They're 17th in the league of 17 teams. And Berwick's only 16th in passing, but it's a game where they might decide to work it if the rain allows them. When Pittston has the ball, and they're a team that likes to pass, but with Mike Nacito, their quarterback, out, that's going to be hard. The other quarterbacks have very little experience in throwing. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to see. They may try to rely on the running game.
We're ready to kick it off. Jared Groshek will kick. Berwick won the toss, deferred to the second half. Pittston area, but moving from our right to our left. The game is underway as the kick goes down the middle. Field back at the 3-yard line by Krafchick, and he's over the 25 to the 30 and ridden out of bounds across the way about the 33-yard line.
Alejandro Lopez got in there, twisted him down, threw him off balance. Didn't finish it, but Berwick did after about 5 more yards.
That's when the Patriots will put it in play against a Berwick defense that will line up with J.J. Snyder and Will Decker at the ends, Ben Peck and Mason Laub at the tackles. The linebackers, Mike Zalutko and Dallas Schechterle. The corners, Naquan Smith and Peyton Williams, and the safety is Keegan Wilk.
Defensive ends, 90 and 9. A new look with Will Decker and J.J. Snyder wearing 9 in honor of the injured Blaine Cleaver.
Out of the gun, Alex Anastasia with the protector to his right. Hands off to Lakachko, tries the right side and gets maybe a yard on the play. Ben Peck among the people into the play for Berwick.
Yeah, big play by Antonio Barada coming up, keeping it to about a foot in the gain. Of course, he's playing off the ball as I look at them as cornerbacks. They call them outside linebackers in this defense. But he read the sweep, saw that he had contained, came up well, and made the stop.
Second down and 9. Pittston area just short of their own 34-yard line. Devin Atkins is in there as a running back now, as Anastasia under center. No fullback. Now they shift. Normal fullback Mike Coe is on a wing to the right. See if they run to his side. They do as they pitch it to Atkins. He gets by one man, tries to turn the corner, and is ridden out of bounds after another short gain. Maybe another yard.
Keegan Wilk saw it from his free safety position. I think he's anticipating a lot of runs. He immediately committed, plays it like a linebacker. I called him the guy that missed it. He'll push him out of bounds after about a yard or two.
So it will be a 3rd down and 7 as they mark it at the 35. Give him a 2-yard gain on that. So we'll see if Pittston area is able to go to the air in an obvious passing situation with a backup quarterback and a steady rain here at Crispin Field.
Anastasia on the year, 4 of 9 passing, just 59 yards.
Wide receiver to either side. Out of the shotgun. Snap. Back to throw. Anastasia going far down the far side. Coming back, trying to make the play, but it goes incomplete. Good coverage on Brian Shambra by Peyton Williams at the 40-yard line of Pittston area.
Yeah, it was thrown high and kind of dropping on down in the air of Shambra, who's a great receiver. But Peyton Williams right in the area, got the inside position. No way it was going to be caught inbounds with that type of defensive look.
So punting situation for the Patriots. Mike Coe does the punting. Tony Gorey the long snapping. And long snapping could be a little challenging if the ball gets wet during the course of this evening. Keegan Wilk back in single safety as Coe stands ready back at the Pittston area 22-yard line. Gorey snap is a good one. And Coe gets the kick away. Line drive kick. And Wilk will let it bounce. Takes a good roll where Pittston area is concerned. Still rolling and down by Alex Hawes at the 21-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play for their first possession. They'll go against the Pittston area defense that lines up at a 3-4. Riley Brody, John DeLuca, Seth Johnson, the 3. Outside linebackers, Franny George and Tony Gorey. Inside, Brian Herron and Mike Coe. The corners are Billy Kittle and Dylan Lakachko. Cannon Cracklio and Brennan Higgins are the safeties. Berwick moving from our left to our right, their first possession of the game. 10:34 to go in a scoreless first quarter. 4 wide receivers to start the game. Alex forced one of them. 3 to the left. As quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh has Shoemaker as the lone running back behind him. Owen Shoemaker gets the call. Shoemaker has stood up after he gets over the 25 to the 26, close to a 5-yard carry on first down.
Yeah, he's a force. They're driving right over Sully Slabinski. Got the wedge. Shoemaker just pushing that pile for a solid 5-yard run.
Second down and 5 Bulldogs. Again, 3 receivers to the left. Justin Robbins, Alex Force, Alex Sharkuski. Keegan Wilk, the lone receiver to the right. Second and 5 call. Lawbaugh takes the snap, keeps the football on the option, and is hit hard as he gets to about to the 28-yard line.
Seth Johnson's the man who put the hard hit on him, but he was almost back like a linebacker from where he made the hit. So on that double dive to the same side, coming to the right behind the experienced lineman, Shoemaker draws some attention, but not enough.
2 yards on the gain. 3rd down and 3. Berwick at their own 28-yard line. Again, 3 receivers to the left. One of them comes in motion and goes back to his position as Lawbaugh stands back, looks to the sideline to head coach Frank Sheptop.
3 seconds.
Lawbaugh throws, has Tegan Wilk. Wilk is hit, fumbles the football. The ball is loose near midfield, and Pittston area has the ball. Krafchick on the recovery, but a solid hit on Tegan Wilk causes the fumble, and we have our first turnover of the game, and Pittston area takes over in good field position at their 48.
You can see there's going to be fumbles to West football there. It was a good hard hit. Tegan Wilk on the right side runs a slant pattern. It was there. It was executed. He caught it. But, boy, with one step, he's being hit, and the ball just squirts on out. It goes downfield to the Pittston side another 10 or 15 yards.
Berwick has had fumble issues during the course of this season. In fact, for a team at 8-2, they are -6 in the turnover department. Anastasia from the shotgun. Big pass rush. He avoids one man and can't avoid another as he'll be dropped back at the 46-yard line. Tegan Wilk finally brought him down.
Eddie Walker, the equipment manager / coach, told us that they want to work on Tegan Wilk blitzing. It was a question of would they save that for the next week. But Coach Frank Sheptok wants to work the timing on it. So here on a first down play where they want an impact, they blitz the free safety straight up the middle, and he comes up with a sack.
Wide receiver Alex Hawes comes on, brings in a play from the sideline. He's wide to the left. Brian Chambra wide to the right. Anastasi will operate from the gun with the protector to his right. Has the snap, back to throw, looking long over the head of Alex Hawes, who really wasn't looking for the football. Miscommunication there. They might have had something going down this sideline.
Yeah, I think the quarterback getting this varsity action and seeing the last sack is going to be hurrying things a little bit. Threw it before his receiver got downfield. Now the receiver had a good release, a good fast break. Corner was just starting to kind of backpedal and run with him. He may have had half a step, but overthrown as the quarterback's in a bit of a hurry.
3rd down and 12 for the Patriots at their own 46-yard line. Krafchick wide left. Chambra wide right. Anastasia waits the shotgun snap. Has it. Fakes handoff. Keeps the football. Gets outside. Looks downfield. Fires. Incomplete. Had a man. Tony Gorey open at the 42. Good job by Anastasia to get away from the rush. Kept his eyes downfield and had a man but couldn't connect.
Yeah, Gorey had it. He had to reach above his hand. But again, might be the wet football, Jim. It was delivered well. Quarterback had real nice movement and then a good delivery throwing on the run as he got around J.J. Snyder. Put it up where his tight end should be able to catch it, but perhaps the wet football prevented that.
4th and 12 for the Patriots. Mike Coe will punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Tony Gorey does the long snapping. Tegan Wilk back in single safety for the Bulldogs. Snap is there, and the kick is away. It bounces, takes a great roll where Pittston area is concerned. It's still rolling inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. So that's where Berwick will put it in play with exactly 8 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Justin Robbins had a real nice rush and almost got a piece of that, but they avoided having it blocked. You can see that the punt returners have been told, hey, look, tough conditions to catch punts, play it safe. They played that one safe, and the bounce really did burn them there.
47 yards on the punt, no return. Berwick's second possession of the game. They move from our left to our right. They have it at their own 7-yard line. Aiden Mason, the talented ninth grader, is in the backfield. He's the running back behind Ryan Lawbaugh in the pistol as we have a whistle and a timeout called by the Bulldogs. 8 minutes to go. Scoreless first quarter. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, WHLN.
AMC Builders specializes in new homes, major renovations, additions, and garages. Right now, AMC Builders wants to help you with your interior remodeling plans. Maybe you've been planning a new bathroom, kitchen, or a new family room. Every member of the AMC Builders management team has over 30 years building experience. Save money by calling now or stop by their showroom at the end of Old Berwick Road near the Mifflinville Bridge. At AMC Builders, they do return phone calls, they do keep appointments, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Visit them online, amc-builders.com.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptuck. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Postseason football here at Crispin Field. The number 3 seed in the District 2 Quad A playoffs, the Bulldogs of Berwick. The number 6 seed, the Pittston area Patriots. No score. 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Berwick following their timeout with the football back at their 7-yard line following the 47-yard punt by Mike Coe.
Yeah, punt got a nice bounce, Jim, and it's dangerous to try to pick it up in this type of steady rain.
Ryan Lawball with Aiden Mason to his right. Takes the snap, pitches the ball to Owen Shoemaker, trying to sweep the right side. Defended very well by the Patriots as they knock him out of bounds right about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really was nice defense. Looking on in there, and I'm seeing Tony Gorey as being the man who gave the good push to get him out of bounds. They kept shuffling it, spreading it wider and wider, forcing an east-west run, and no way Shoemaker could turn it north-south because they wouldn't give him a lane. He lost a yard.
Yeah. Back to the 6-yard line, 2nd down and 11 for Berwick. Justin Robbins wide to the left. Slot to the right side. Shoemaker lines up now behind Lawball. Fake to Shoemaker. Lawball keeps the football. Pittston area is all over it. Right about the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back good plays by the Patriots, putting Berwick in a 3rd and long from deep in their own territory.
He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, so a 3rd and 10 coming up. Now, they were on when they audibled the pass last time. But again, with the ball being wet, tough to catch and tough to hold on to. Last time, Pittston forced a fumble after the catch.
Tegan Wilk wide to the right. 3 receivers to the left. Shoemaker, the running back, behind Lawball. Shoemaker back at the Berwick goal line. Lawball back to throw, fires a quick out, and goes through the hands of Alex Force at the 10-yard line. So a good 3 and out for this Pittston area defense. And Berwick's going to be forced to punt from deep in their own territory.
Soft tossed high to his left to the very tall Alex Force, who with the jump had it. Wouldn't have been much in basketball. But again, this football's getting wet. It's slippery. It's tough to control. We've seen it both ways. And I think the wet ball forced the incomplete.
Andrew Krafchick back for Pittston area. Pressure on Alex Sharkowski, the Bulldogs punter. He's 7 yards deep in the end zone. And the pressure on Jake Lanning as well to make a good snap in these wet conditions.
Berwick has Alex Force coming on late as he's down on the coverage team.
Sharkowski awaits Lanning's snap. It's a good snap. And Sharkowski gets the kick away. Line drive. Fair catch called by Krafchick at the Berwick 40-yard line. So Pittston area in great field position with 6:31 to go and a scoreless first quarter.
So far, the defenses have been in control, forcing the punts. Their defense is forcing turnovers. Pittston now with great field position, as you said, after the punt where he's just happy to get it off and not have it blocked. He didn't have the requisite amount of yards for the punt. He had to short leg it a little bit. And Krafchick, taking the fair catch, set it up for his offense.
So the Patriots, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. They line up in a power I to the right. Anastasi under center from the 40. And flags, whistles.
Yeah, I'm looking at the power backs, Jim, and on the program it says Seth Sylvester at 141. The number 38 who's out there is more like a 241. It's a powerful, big fullback look. So whether it's Sylvester wrong on the program with the program weight or a different player wearing his number. But they have some beef in that backfield at the fullback and the power back.
Harry Caskey is the referee as they just called offside on Berwick. John Pikarovsky, the umpire. Edward Generosi is the linesman. Line judge, Edward Caffrey. Brendan Boyle's the back judge. The field judge is Roy Kingston. The side judge is Mike McCowan. First and 5, Pittston area at the Berwick 35-yard line. Again, power eye to the right. Lukachko gets it. Has a little bit of running room as he gets to about the 32, maybe the 31-yard line.
Well, the penalty yardage helped them. Add 4 yards to that, and you set up a second and short. They powered off the right side, used that power eye to lead and outnumber people. Berwick trying to catch them, but get moved back a little bit because this team knows the snap count. Good, solid football.
Second down and 1 for the Patriots, threatening at the Berwick 31-yard line. Devin Atkins now is the tailback. The power is to the left side, and they run to that side. Atkins hit behind the line, tries to get away, and will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Dallas Schechterly coming on for the Bulldogs. Mike Zalutko from his linebacker position. So the 2 linebackers for Berwick stop Atkins for a yard loss, and now it is 3rd down and 2.
Berwick up front, the linemen created the stalemate, and that allowed for the linebackers to rush on through and catch the man behind the line of scrimmage.
DeLuca is the tight end to the right. Tony Gorey to the left. Again, the power eye. Lukachko is the tailback. Power eye to the right. 3rd down and 2. Anastasi, long count, gives to Lukachko up the gut and nothing doing. Mason Lawball among the people in on the play for Berwick. So 4th down now. They may have lost yardage there. It's going to be 4th down and 3 at the 33.
Yeah, Mason Lawball, defensive tackle. He's a mismatch. He has such incredible strength. Shucked his man, threw him aside, caught the running back after a yard depth from his charge. Yeah, this is going to be a tough 3, but they should go for it on 4th down because of field position.
It is 4th down. 4th and 3 for Pittston area. Power eye to the right. See what they come up with. Double tight end alignment again. 4th down call. Anastasi under center. Has the snap, play action. Rolls right. Fires off his back foot. Has a man downfield, but he cannot hang on. Good throw by Anastasi. He had a man in his face, took a hit as he let it go. It was on target, but again, it's going to be a tough night with that rain falling to pull it in, and Berwick will take over the football.
Keegan Wilk made an incredible play, Jim. He was anticipating run, playing it like a linebacker from free safety, and he charged up. Then he realized, this is a pass, play action, and he went on back, found that man who had defeated the back third, got enough interference in there to help knock that away.
Still no score in this one. 4:15 remaining in this opening quarter. Berwick takes over at their own 33-yard line. Sean Sheptock is the wide receiver to the right. There's a slot to the left. Shoemaker is the running back behind Longbaugh. And a flag down on the play, and it will be an offside against Pittston area.
Didn't see it. Had some herky-jerky movements, Jim. On the 4th down play, the center was late with the snap, everyone else going. It didn't throw off the quarterback who waited for the football, and he made a nice play, but the timing not right. Here again, Pittston a little jumpy coming into the neutral zone.
1st and 5 for the Bulldogs at their own 38. Lawbaugh awaiting the shotgun snap. Has it. Fakes to Shoemaker, keeps the football. Ryan Lawbaugh breaks out of a tackle over midfield down the far sideline, 40, and ridden out of bounds inside the Pittston area 40-yard line. Lawbaugh faked to Shoemaker. That got a lot of attention, and he kept it outside and broke several tackles. They're going to rule him out of bounds at the Pittston area 44-yard line.
Real nice run. He faked to Shoemaker, but then followed him because the outside was taken away. Shoemaker actually went through his fake and eased up, but Lawbaugh just threw it into high gear past him. Missed tackle right at the yard to gain about 10 yards into play that should have been able to stop him, but he fought for more.
18 yards on the carry by Ryan Lawbaugh. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at the Patriot 44. Aiden Mason is the running back behind Lawbaugh, who's back to throw. Big pass rush. He's in trouble, and he'll be sacked back near midfield. Tony Gorey, the first one there for the Patriots.
John Simons as well closing on in. Pittston really upping their game, playing better than anticipated in this driving rain. Gets a sack on what you don't really view as a passing down. They anticipated.
2nd down and 16, Bulldogs from midfield. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Lob off. Has the snap. Fakes to Mason. Pitches the ball at the last moment to Shoemaker. Trying to get outside right, and he will not get there. They pitch a little behind him, slowed him up, and then Andrew Kravchuk had a nice tackle in the open field for a loss of a yard. 3rd down and 17 coming.
Tried to do it with trickery. They dove Owen Shoemaker, and then the quarterback bounced out one hole further and took it almost to the line of scrimmage. While in the grasp, he makes that pitch, hoping to draw people to himself, but not a perfect pitch. It comes up a little short, throws off the timing, the defense gets to him.
3rd down and 17. Bulldogs from their own 49. Lob up, out of the gun. Back to throw. Big pass rush, gets the pass away and over the head of Shoemaker. Well, he barely got that pass away. Riley Brody was among the people in on him. He's maybe the most physical player for these Patriots, 6'3", 230-pound senior. Trying to set up a screen to Shoemaker on this near side, but the ball overthrown. So 4th and 17, another good defensive stand for Pittston area. And Berwick with the punt team on.
They've been playing strong football, Jim. There's nothing fluky about what they've done. They've been making their defensive stands with strong defensive plays.
Jake Lanning trying to find a dry spot as he moves his hands over his jersey, gets ready for the long snap to Alex Sharkuski, who's back at the 33-yard line. It's a good snap by Lanning, and the kick is away. Line drive kick. Kravchuk will let it roll. It's inside the 10. It's inside the 5, and it dies down at the 3-yard line. So Kravchuk let it go, and Berwick makes him pay the price. Good punt by Sharkuski, and the Patriots, deep in their own territory, take over the football with 2:32 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Jake Lanning, who made the snap, explodes out of his center position and runs downfield. As that ball hits the 10 and bounces, he's ready to start catching up to it. The ball died around the 4, rolled to about the 3, but I think even if it took the roll toward the end zone, Jake Lanning, with his hustle, may have had that football before it went in for touchback.
48 yards, no return on that punt. The Pittston area backed up to their own 3-yard line.
Not a lot of room to operate, Jim. Danger of a safety here.
Yeah, the tailback, Lukachko, is 4 yards deep in the end zone. Is that Anastasi under center? Gives to Lukachko, tries the right side, trying to get some room, not much there. Got maybe a yard, maybe 2 to the 5-yard line.
Both linebackers shuffling and getting there. Ben Peck, as well as his defensive end on that side. J.J. Snyder wearing that number 9. Held things up, moved things sideways. Linebackers shuffle with them, and just nowhere for Lukachko to go as it was played perfectly by the defense.
Preston Robbins in. Naquan Smith out for Berwick at the corner position for this 2nd down and 9. Pittston area from their own 4-yard line. Again, the tailback lined up in the end zone. It's the quarterback, Anastasi. Gives instead to the fullback, trying to get outside left and turn the corner. Flags fly as he's knocked out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
It'll be a hold. J.J. Snyder flipped the defensive end here on the defensive right, the Berwick side, and he could not disengage sideways to get to the sweeping action. I think the official was going to let it go if a linebacker made a play near the line of scrimmage. But when he saw he was able to turn the corner, it kind of forces him to throw that flag. So it'll be a half the distance to the goal.
So Coe got to the 11 on the run, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious. I think the fans could see it. You know, when you can't get away from a man trying to go sideways, something's stopping you, and they had him by the jersey, probably with both hands.
The ball back at the Pittston area 2-yard line. We're at 2nd down and 11. Anastasi under center. Quarterback keeper just looking for some room. They get a couple off to the right to the 5-yard line. Time winding down, 1:30 remaining this opening quarter. Still no score. Pittston area is going to have to convert on a 3rd and long from deep in their own territory. They're going to be giving up great field position to Berwick.
And it's dangerous if you go with the pass to try to get this 9 yards or so that they need. They'll be passing out of the end zone. Berwick, of course, has a violent type of pass rush. They really can come at you. No points in this game yet, but dangerous situation for Pittston to be in right now.
3rd down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 5-yard line. Anastasi will operate out of the shotgun. Has the snap into his own end zone, carries the football, and gets out over the 5 to about the 8-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 5. The punt team on for the Patriots.
I really like the call, a quarterback draw. You know, in high school, sometimes you can be fooled. I think at the college level, you're thinking about such a thing and, you know, desperation situations. Get a little bit more room for the punter, but not risk the turnover from that deep.
Tegan Wilk standing back at the Pittston area 31-yard line. Cole will be punting from deep in the end zone as the first quarter is going to come to an end. With the score, Berwick nothing, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the high school football scoreboard, in the first, Southern leads Line Mountain 21-0. In the first, North Penn Mansfield leads Bloomsburg 6-0. And in the first, Mount Carmel leads Towanda 21-0. For WHLM Sports, I'm Raven Klein.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
We're in the books here at Crispin Field in this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. And Pittston area, surprisingly, locked up with a scoreless tie with Berwick. Surprising because Pittston area came in with a 4-6 record. And among those 6 losses, a 38-0 defeat to Berwick back on August 31st right here at Crispin Field. But the Patriots' defense especially has been very good through one quarter. However, as we start this second quarter, as they move from our left to our right, they're going to be forced to punt from in their own end zone as the line of scrimmage, their own 8-yard line.
Justin Robbins put on strong pressure and almost blocked the punt last time this team was forced to punt. Wet football being snapped, the wet football being caught by punter Mike Coe, and pressure coming at them.
Tony Gorey to do the long snapping for the Patriots as Coe awaits. Snap a little bit high. Coe pulls it down and gets the kick away and fielded at the 35-yard line by Tegan Wilk to the 30. Dances to the sideline and finally ridden down inside the 30-yard line. So a really, really good field position for Berwick. We're just underway in the second quarter, no score, and the Bulldogs with a great opportunity.
Yeah, they need to establish and get some first downs along the way in this drive. It's been tough going. Pittston's expecting the run, I believe, because of the strong rain. I don't know if there's much stacking up as anticipating it. They've been able to stop this tough ground game that Berwick often throws at people.
1st and 10, Bulldogs at the Pittston area 29. Bulldogs move from our right to our left in the second quarter. As Alex Force is in there as the lone wide receiver to the right. Aiden Mason and Owen Shoemaker are backs in an open set behind quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh, who will operate under center.
Double tight ends, Will Decker to the right, Alice Schechterly to the left. Usually anticipate runs when you see that. Spread them out a little.
From the 29. The give is to Shoemaker. Has some running room off the right side, and then he's cut down after a short gain. Boy, a nice tackle. Trying to see who got that. It might have been Jambra from the secondary. Got the legs of Shoemaker, who appear to have something going. They hold him to a 2-yard gain to the 27, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I gave up on the tackler, Jim, because I was watching the outside kick out by Sully Slabinski. He had a real nice block, which opened that seam.
4 wide receivers now for Lawbaugh, who will operate out of the gun. Gives the ball to Shoemaker, tries the right side. Again, Pittston area is all over the play, and he'll get a yard, maybe 2 on the play.
Seth Johnson was one of the men they were trying to influence with that dive, but he slid off the tackle to his outside, got an arm, defensive end came on down. Again, strong run defense
by Pittston here in this downpour. 3rd down and 7 for Berwick at the Pittston area 26-yard line. 4 wide receivers in there as Lawball waits the shotgun snap. Fakes handoff, gives the ball to Blake Maurer, swinging around the right side, and he is cut down in the open field at the 24-yard line. Brennan Higgins makes the play. Boy, Pittston area doing some nice open field tackling. 4th down, Berwick.
Yeah, Kravchuk out there. I was thinking I'd try to get the quarterback on the periphery. Sully Slavinsky again pulling, but this time going wide to lead. Had a block, but Berwick couldn't do it. It'll be a 4th down attempt, 4th and less than 5.
So Lawball awaiting the shotgun snap. 4th and 4 Bulldogs. Lawball on a roll left. Fires to the sideline way over the head of the intended receiver, Justin Robbins. And so Pittston area giving good field position to Berwick on the punt and hanging in there in a 3 and out. They'll take over with 9:55 to go in a still scoreless first half.
They're just playing solid defense, Jim. I think mentally they're focused on stopping the run. The guys are pumped up to come up here in what they probably anticipate will be their last game. They're playing very physically. They're getting off blocks. They're coming up from the secondary. Linebackers are aggressive. They're just playing a good supercharged game of football.
Pittston area with the ball at their own 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Alex Anastasi awaits the shotgun snap. He keeps the football off the left side, and Mike Zalutko makes a great tackle in the open field right at the line of scrimmage. Zalutko playing linebacker because Berwick has suffered injuries at that position. He got his first action at linebacker, was outstanding last week at Compline. Makes a good tackle there for a loss of a yard.
Refused to be influenced by the fake that went to the opposite side of center. He stayed home, watched the quarterback, saw him going wide, shuffled outside with him, and knocked him for the short loss. Well played.
Jambra wide right. Kravchuk wide left. 2nd and 11 Patriots from their 22. Anastasia waits the shotgun snap. He has it. He's looking long down the far side to Kravchuk, who goes up and makes a spectacular one-handed catch out over the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Pittston area.
He's listed at 6'2", 180 pounds, and he's a great receiver. His 26th catch of the season, he had well over 400 yards. It was one-on-one coverage, but Anastasi threw the ball high. He went up, one-handed it, pulled it on down at the peak of the jump, and he made a wonderful play for his team.
23 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 Patriots at their own 45-yard line. 8:56 to go in a scoreless first half. Anastasi out of the gun. Gives the ball to Kravchuk off the left side, breaks the tackle, and another gets into Berwick territory at the 48-yard line. And right now, Pittston area has some juice. You look at that sideline across the way, they are energized.
Yep, the pass loosened things up. They got a run. The runner broke one about 5 yards in. Eventually met up with Tegan Wilk, where they kind of knocked each other back, and then he fell forward for another yard or so. Strong running, physical play.
2nd down and 6, Patriots. 2nd and 4. That was a 6-yard gain by Lukanchko. Anastasi has the snap. He's going to keep the ball himself. Off the right side, he's hit just short of the 1st down yardage. Looked like he had the momentum going that way, but Anthony Barada in there to make a play for the Bulldogs along with Dallas Schechterly. Brings him down just short of the 1st down yardage.
Yeah, those two both play on the left side as sort of linebackers. A pincher movement got in. The thing is, the people in front of him can't let him get that far. Linebackers didn't have a chance to come up and make the play. They had to go sideways and make the play. 3rd and very short.
Patriots probably in 4-down territory as they have it just short of the Berwick 45-yard line. Lukanchko is the lone running back. Anastasi under center. Give to Lukanchko, and he is buried. What great penetration. Taking out both players was Dallas Schechterly from his linebacker position.
Again, the snap's a second slow, Jim. It's the second or third time we've seen that happen. Schechterle sees movement around him from all of the other players, so he starts his charge through the A-gap. Quarterback waits for the football, and by the time he gets to the exchange point, Schechterle is tackling both him and the potential ball carrier. I'm surprised they didn't fumble that away. Loss of a good 5 yards. This will bring the punter on.
5'11", 198-pound junior Dallas Schechterle with a big defensive play for the Bulldogs. Here's Mike Coe back at the 37-yard line. He looks like he's going to run with the football. Then he kicks it away. And it takes a great roll. It'll be down to the 6-yard line of Berwick. So both teams getting punts to roll a long way. And it seems like no one deep is able to pick them up, and now it's Berwick's turn to be in a deep hole with 6:30 to go in the first half. There is still no score.
Mike Coe probably schooled, if you're not feeling pressure, you hold it and let our people get down into coverage. The only pressure came from his right, so he took it a step to the left, another step to the left, and then gave it the kick. So the delay makes it very dangerous to try to pick up that ball, whether in the air or on the bounce. Too many Pittston players around the Berwick punt returners.
And boy, with both offenses being backed up in their own territory, a game like this, just be one mistake, one critical error from this point. As Lawbaugh operates out of the gun, he has Shoemaker as the lone running back. Fake to Shoemaker. Ryan Lawbaugh keeps the football, tries the right side, but gets very little. Pittston area coming into this game 11th in the Wyoming Valley Conference against the rush, giving up over 213 yards a game, but they've been tough against the run so far.
Riley Brody was able to shove off his blocker and get a nice clean shot on the ball carrier there to keep that to just about a foot of a gain.
Second down and 9, Bulldogs from their 7th. Lawbaugh again out of the pistol. Gives the ball to Shoemaker off the right side. He's got some running room. Breaks a tackle into the open field. The 30, 35, the 40. And Owen Shoemaker is going to go all the way for a Berwick touchdown as he breaks tackles and goes the distance, 93 yards.
Give him 101 on the game with the touchdown burst. He powered off the right side between Noah Craig and Mike Salutko. He was met at the line of scrimmage by the linebackers, but the concussion of the hit knocked them back. He was stalled for a moment, regained his balance, started forward, able to kick step away from a diving tackle, and with everyone up, he was able to outrun the defense who couldn't make up any type of angles with his speed. Great run.
Boy, the speed was impressive.
Oh, was it?
Once he got into the secondary, if there were people there that could have made a play, they couldn't catch him. Now Jared Groshek will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Alex Force. The snap is good, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field. 5:43 to go first half. Berwick 7. Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio WHLM.
If you're planning a job or project that requires excavation, you need the experts at MDL Snow and Land Inc. MDL Snow and Land Inc. does driveways, basements, septic systems, as well as town hookups. They also haul sand, stone, and crushed brick in a variety of load sizes. MDL Snow also provides prompt and thorough snow removal for your business. For your excavating or hauling project or for commercial snow removal, call the experts, MDL Snow and Land Inc. at 570-336-0289.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
We've seen it so many times this season. An opposing defense will hold Owen Shoemaker in check, hold him in check, hold him in check, but eventually he gets you. This time, 93 yards for the touchdown, his 17th rushing touchdown of the season. 5:43 to go in the half. Berwick leads Pittston area by a score of 7-0.
Shoemaker's that great combination of toughness and speed. Physically, takes on two people hitting him, does not go down, and just continues after that after being stopped, re-energizes, and the speed for the score.
Groshek's kickoff hits at the 5 and goes into the end zone. It will be a touchback. Pittston area will take over. Berwick leads this one
7-0. 5:43 to go in the half. Other quarterfinals. Top-seeded Valley View leading Abington Heights 13-0. That's the end of the first quarter in that one. The end of the first, North Pocono and West Scranton locked in a 6-6 tie. End of the first quarter, Dallas leading Honesdale 13-7. Again, the winner of this one will play the winner of that one next Friday night. So Pittston area takes over the football. 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. As Alex Anastasi has the shotgun snap, gives it off to Lakachko, tries the right side, nothing there, cuts it inside. Tegan Wilk makes the first hit. They'll gain maybe a yard on the play. By the way, if you're wondering, that 93-yard run by Owen Shoemaker, what is the Berwick record for longest run? It's 97 yards by Tony Melchiori. That came back in 1972.
Tegan Wilk realized by the call that Dallas Schechter was blitzing through, forces the quarterback wider. So he cheats up and plays kind of that linebacker position, voided by the blitzing linebacker, and makes the hit for just a yard and a half or so.
2nd and 8 from the 22. Anastasi has the snap, rolls right, throws it to the left and into the ground. It goes as incomplete. Tony Gorey was up there. They had, I think, the right play call, setting up a tight end screen to the left side, but the pass too low, and now it's 3rd and 8.
They rolled out to the right, and Antonio Barada saw it. In the rotation of this zone, he's going to pressure. So he got in the face of the quarterback, and as the quarterback wanted to turn to his left and throw it in the backfield, I think enforcing the hurry, it threw that pass off and came down near the feet of that tight end.
3rd down and 8. Patriots from their own 22. Lakachko lines up to the right of Anastasi, who awaits the shotgun snap with a wide receiver to either side. Snap is there. Back to throw. Looking long. Throws it up for grabs. The ball is tipped, and picked off by Peyton Williams. Interception at the 41-yard line. 3 Bulldogs back there. Tegan Wilk got his hand on it, tipped it up, and Peyton Williams picks it off for the Bulldogs, the sophomore, with his first interception of the season.
They know Kravchuk has the height. He's 6'2", and he caught one with that height earlier down the sideline. This time they post him. The corner's with him, the safety's with him, and the other corner, while the ball's in the air, makes up ground. So he's going to have to out-jump 3 people. It ends up being tipped. I thought Tegan Wilk had the best opportunity, but maybe because the ball's wet, he couldn't get it cleanly. But in the tip drill, it goes to a Berwick player anyway, and that's a big turnover.
11th interception of the season for the Bulldogs defense. 1st and 10. They have it at their own 41-yard line. 4:44 to go in the half. They lead at 7-0. Blake Bauer starts in motion, but the call goes straight ahead to Owen Shoemaker, and Shoemaker running through tacklers is over midfield to the Pittston area 46-yard line.
Ran very low. Got himself through the hole. I don't think everyone saw him, Jim. I think the linebackers lost idea of where he was as he's sort of splitting them and getting into the secondary. And then with that very low lean, he was able to push some of the people in the secondary even deeper.
13 yards on the carry. 1st and 10. Berwick at the Pittston area 46-yard line. Law ball waits the short shotgun snap. Gives the ball to Shoemaker again. Running room off the left side to the 40. Cuts it outside 35. Has blockers out in front. Shoemaker at the 15, 10, 5, and in for Berwick touchdown. Owen Shoemaker from 46 yards out. Again shows good speed, but some great blocking that time off the left side.
Yeah, the left side at the line of scrimmage had it. Alex Sharkuski was then sort of a convoy who turned and gave a last man a push. He didn't even need that block. You go with the hot hand. Shoemaker had the hot hand on the touchdown. Run up to start the series. He gets 13. Now run him again. He gets you 46. 2 touchdowns and 160 yards here in the second quarter of this game for Owen Shoemaker.
All started with the interception by the sophomore Peyton Williams. And now Garrett Groshek will try to finish it off with the extra point. Snap by Lanning is a good one. The placement by Force is good. The kick by Groshek is good. Time out of the field. 4:15 remaining first half. Berwick 14, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Owen Shoemaker with touchdown runs on back-to-back possessions, 93 yards, 46 yards, and Berwick has a 14-0 lead over Pittston area here at Crispin Field with 4:15 remaining in this first half. Garrett Groschick will kick it off for the Bulldogs, had a touchback on his last kickoff. Andrew Krafchick in the middle of 3 deep for Pittston area. But the call goes to Jembra back at the 3-yard line. Brian Jembra to the 10, to the 15, and brought down the 22-yard line. Nice play by Alejandro Lopez. He kept his ground, didn't allow Jembra outside, and then when he cut it inside, made the tackle.
Totally the way you saw it, Jim. I was impressed. He was the contained man. He couldn't let anyone go to the sidelines. We had to stand and hold his ground. But when he forced the man in, he made that break and still made the tackle. Asking a lot of a player, but Alejandro Lopez gives you that.
First and 10, Pittston area at their own 22-yard line. 4:08 to go first half. Alex Hawes in the lineup as a wide receiver to the right. Brian Jambra wide to the left. Anastasi under center. Lakachko, the lone running back, deep in the backfield behind him. Give to Lakachko, and he is buried. What a big play by J.J. Snyder, wearing that number 9, as Andy explained earlier, in honor of the injured teammate Blaine Cleaver, and he made Blaine proud on that play. A loss back to the 18-yard line.
Oh, did he ever. Mason Lawbaugh exploded from the other defensive end position and had a straight shot, but J.J. Snyder was just so fast he beat him to him. Boy, talk about quickness in a defensive front.
Second down and 14. Pittston area at their own 18-yard line. Wide receiver to either side. Anastasi under center. I formation behind him this time. Lakachko gets the call, and he's going nowhere. Maybe to the line of scrimmage as Mason Lawbaugh pushes him back.
Got him in a bear hug, 1 yard deep. Would not let the man go forward. He got him sideways. We didn't want to drive him. He wanted to throw him back. And he has the strength to stop a runner in his tracks and throw him back.
3rd and 14 now for the Patriots. I want to remind you to stick around at halftime. Raven Klein will bring you updated on all the high school football playoff results, games going on tonight, and we'll be talking some Berwick basketball with Bulldogs boys coach Jason Kingery. 3rd and 14. Pittston area at their own 18. 3 receivers to left. Now Atkins goes in motion to that side, and the throw out to Atkins, and he is wrapped up. The first hit was by Dallas Schechterly, though you lose yardage back to the 13.
Schechterly tried to wrap him, but slipped off the wet jersey. J.J. Snyder was there to take the inside away, and then Antonio Barada took the outside away and gets credit for the tackle. So, boy, everyone on that sort of little slip screen action from Berwick's defense, right on task.
They lose 4 on the play. 4th down and 19 for the Patriots, as Tegan Wilk back in single safety, awaiting the punt from Mike Coe. Tony Gorey with the long snapping. Coe standing back at the Patriots' 1 yard line. Gets the snap, gets the kick away. Line drive, kick. Tegan Wilk gathers it and tries to run out of a tackle. Can't do it. Good coverage downfield. Brennan Higgins finally made the play for the Patriots, but great field position for Berwick. 1:38 to go in the half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They lead 14-0, and they have the ball at the Pittston area 42-yard line.
Tegan Wilk has a fearlessness that sometimes can cause problems. I think most people called a fair catch in that situation, but he made a catch and ducked under the potential tackler who grabbed his jersey. Then you had that cartoonish look of Tegan Will going forward, but the hand stretching the jersey back.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. Moving from our right to our left. They have it at the Pittston area, 42-yard line. Sean Sheptock is a wide receiver to the right. Justin Robbins wide to the left. Long ball out of the gun. Tosses the ball. It's behind Sharkowski, who makes the grab and gets close to the line of scrimmage on the return. The ball slipped out of the hands of Lawbaugh and went beyond Sharkowski, who made a nice play just to pick up the ball and get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 at the 42.
Sharkowski from his receiver position on the right in half-moon motion. He's expecting the snap to come up to him at the numbers. Instead, it slips out, as you mentioned, a poor-looking pitch, but he gets the bounce. He doesn't really have to break stride. We have a stoppage? Yes.
There's an injured player down on the play back at the 42-yard line. So I don't think it's going to be any timeout called. No, it's the officials calling the timeout because of the injury to the Pittston area Patriot at the 42. 1:07 remaining in this half. Berwick leading by a score of 14-0. The Bulldogs, if they win this one, will advance into the semifinals to play the winner of tonight's Honesdale at Dallas game. Again, at the end of the first quarter at Dallas, Dallas leading Honesdale by a score of 13-7. Of course, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Dallas came here and defeated Berwick 13-10. As the Patriot is on his feet, look like John Simmons, number 26, who's walking under his own power, headed to the sideline. So we're set to go. Again, Berwick with the 2 timeouts left, but facing a 2nd and 10 at the Pittston area 42, 1:07 to go in the half.
On the near hash toward the Berwick sideline, a lot of receivers up to the right side, the top of the field.
3 to be exact, as Lawbaugh waits the shotgun snap, has it, straight drop back to throw, pump fake, then looks over the middle, incomplete. Too high for the intended receiver, Alex Sharkowski, who then took a hit as it sailed by, so it's going to be 3rd and 10, Berwick, from the 42. 53 seconds to go in the half.
Lawbaugh looked to the Singleton receiver here on the near side. Looked, and then realized, hey, I don't have that. Took a little step to the right and heaved it down the middle of the field. Sharkowski was posting there, but there's a safety behind him. In fact, I'm not sure they knocked something like an ear pad out of his helmet with the collision.
4 wide receivers for Lawbaugh to choose from on this 3rd down and 10. Has the snap, instead gives the ball to Shoemaker up the middle, but nothing doing. Good play by Tony Gorey. He was the first one there for the Patriots. And now Berwick facing 4th down and 9 for the Pittston area 41. Clock running, 37, 36. Berwick might play it conservatively, let that clock go, and then punt the football. They will get the football to start the second half.
Might just let it run down, take a timeout, and take the last play. Why not?
That's what they're going to do. We will.
Or will they? Some are running to the half house, some are running to the sideline. Which way is it?
It's going to be the end of the first half with the score. Berwick 14, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, WHLN.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style, to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Whether it's a residential or a commercial project, no job is too big or too small for Columbia Drywall. They have a combined 40 years of experience in hanging, finishing, and painting drywall. Columbia Drywall is fully insured and guarantees you quality work. If you're thinking about remodeling, putting on an addition, or building your dream home, Columbia Drywall offers free estimates. Give Columbia Drywall a call today, 570-752-7519. Columbia Drywall, quality work for your job.
First Columbia Bank has a recipe for better banking. Does your bank or credit union offer free checking with no strings attached? Do they offer you a free gift when you open a new account? How about a free gift when you refer a friend? Do they buy back your debit cards and unused checks from your old bank? If not, then it's time for a better checking account from First Columbia Bank. Right now, when you open a new checking account or refer a friend, you'll receive a free mini slow cooker when the account opens. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way.
First Columbia Bank.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Rinnai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
We're at halftime from Crispin Field in Berwick. This is a District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. Berwick leading Pittston area 14-0. We'll have updates on the other quarterfinals, plus all the playoff results from the region later on in our halftime with Raven Klein. But right now, let's talk a little bit of Berwick basketball. The boys coach Jason Kingery joining us. This season will be his 9th as head coach of the Bulldogs, who open the regular season December 7th and 8th in the Nestle tournament at the Varsity Gymnasium. You're going to find out what kind of coach you are with one starter back from a year ago. and that one starter, Zach Evans, missed the last 9 games of the season. And you know, you had that losing streak that kept you out of the playoffs at the end. Yeah. Obviously, his loss was significant.
And you had to bring that up, right? Yeah, it was. You know, Zach was kind of like the secret weapon on our team last year because, you know, we had the 3 real good guards. But what Zach did, he was averaging 8 points, 9 rebounds, and playing stellar defense on the block and out on the perimeter. And when he went down, I told people he's going to be a big loss. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I was correct. They were not. And we're glad to have him back. He had a great summer this year. He had a good volleyball season after basketball. Had a great summer with us this year. And, you know, Zach's going to be looked at a lot this year on the offense and defensive end.
Yeah, obviously he's going to be more than a role player this year.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he's going to be our main guy. He is. He's our main guy.
You mentioned those 3 guards, and they were outstanding, and they were your 3 leading scorers, and Damon Beckhorn and Alec Markle and Ken Marshman. Yeah. Who are some of the likely candidates to fill in those spots?
Oh, God, we got a few. Actually, right now, you know, I can tell you right now, and I make no bones about it because these guys, they've done everything over the summer, and, you know, they know the system and whatnot. Devin Smith will be a rising sophomore. He's a sophomore this year. He played JV for us last year as a 9th grader. He'll be the point guard. Then you have Jarrett Groschick, who's a kicker out there. He'll be our 2 guard. He's been in our program for 4 years. Then you'll have Zach Evans at the 3, all right? And then at the 4 will probably be I can't even think right now. Jacob Seeley, okay, who plays football here. Right. He had a tremendous summer for us. And then at the 5, we don't really know yet because Blaine Cleaver sustained that knee injury a couple weeks ago out here. But it's looking more like, I don't know if he'll be the 5 or not, but we have a freshman in Miles Dole who is going to be a tremendous asset to our program, and you're going to hear a lot about him in the future.
You always make some fun trips in the summer with your team. Where'd you go this summer?
We went to St. Bonaventure University. That was our big trip. And then we went to different shootouts and camps and stuff. We also went down to Albright team camp, but we went up to St. Bonaventure up in New York, Olean, New York. Never been up there. Hey, beautiful place.
The 1 month it doesn't snow.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. The boys had a real good time, played really good teams out Columbus, Cleveland, and Buffalo. And, you know, you've been around me covering my games and stuff. That's how you get better. You got to play those good teams.
And St. Bonaventure has had some good teams of late.
Very good teams.
The program's going up.
Well, they went to the dance last year. They got in the field of 68.
Yes, they did. The Wyoming Valley Conference, always tough in the sport of basketball. Hazleton area and Crestwood are usually up near the top. Anything going to change there, or anybody going to join them?
They're on the top, but I just told someone today, Wyoming Seminary could be the best team in Division 1, 2, and 3 overall. They've got all 5 starters back. They went 21-2 last year, and they are stocked to the gill. They're going to be very, 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 very good. But Nanacoke, once again, they got all 5 starters back. They're loaded. You throw in GAR and Myers, those cats, they're pretty good. I mean, it is very good. But, of course, the measuring stick in the Wyoming Valley Conference is Crestwood and Hazleton.
Yep, that remains the same. The usual suspects. Well, looking down on your schedule, I saw before the regular season starts on November 24th date, it says the Bulldog Bash. Explain that to us.
It's just a day of scrimmage day. Basically, we bring 6 teams in. We scrimmage round-robin style. It's about 3-4 hours. Our boosters does a great job. They feed the teams after the games and stuff. And we just play different teams. There's Lee Heighton's coming out of District 11. We got some teams coming out of District 4 and some teams out of District 2. So believe it or not, District 2, District 4, and District 11 basketball, they're all different. So we try to see a different brand of basketball. So if we do make the state tournament, we're not thrown for a loop and not knowing what to do.
And the regular season starts December 7th and 8th at the Varsity Gymnasium, the Nestle tournament, which has been going on for a long time. Who are the teams involved there?
We will open up with Selinsgrove, out of District 4, and then the game before us will be East Stroudsburg South out of District 11, and they will be playing Wyoming Seminary. That's going to be a dandy of a game right there. But our game with Selinsgrove is going to be good, too, because they lost all 5 starters, too. So that's going to be a grudge match right there in itself.
Well, one of the things that you've tried to do, I know, since taking over the job, and again, we're talking to Jason Kingery at halftime of Berwick's playoff game against the Pittston area with the Bulldogs leading 14-0. Jason beginning his 9th season as head coach of the boys basketball program.
Can you believe it's been 9 years?
It has flown by.
It's crazy because I know when I first got here, people said, you'll be lucky to make it 2 years. Well, guess what? I'm here. 9 years, baby. I'm still here.
You are indeed. Now, one of the things that you've tried to do in games beyond the Wyoming Valley Conference is get back with some of the teams that Berwick used to play years past when it was the Susquehanna Valley League and the Central Susquehanna Conference. You play Bloomsburg, you play Central Columbia, you play Southern Columbia.
Oh, yeah. I think it's very important to get those teams on our schedule to give that good mix. I mean, we are in District 2, and look, when you start playing the teams like Pittston and Coughlin and all those teams, we don't travel well there, and they don't travel well to us. But you start throwing in Central, Bloom, hopefully we can get Danville back on our schedule, those teams Southern. You have good crowds at those games. I mean, you've covered a Central game. It's fun. It's fun.
That is, I don't know. You can take credit for it if it was your idea, but whoever the idea, people aren't familiar with it. Central and Berwick play both boys and girls.
Great idea.
And it shifts. Last year was at Bloomsburg University because Central doesn't have enough capacity. And the reason they moved to Bloomsburg University is they saw the crowd the year before at Berwick. It's a perfect time, Christmas. A lot of people home from college looking for something to do, and crowds have been terrific for those games.
Great. And I don't know, I think me and Bill Phillips actually approached Frank about it, Coach Sheptalk, and he said, that's a pretty good idea. Let me run it by the Central folks. And they said, hey, that's a great idea. And it is. It's a great night of basketball. I mean, you got the girls' varsity tip-off, at 6 o'clock, and then the boys tip-off at 7:15, 7:30, and the gyms are packed. I know they Central approached us about possibly playing the games up there every year at Bloomsburg, but we lose so much money off that concession when we play at Berwick. We ain't going to get that game.
Can't blame me.
We make good money there, but it's a great rival, and our kids look forward to it. Their kids look forward to it. Me and Coach Snyder, we look forward to it, and it's a great game right before you go into the holidays.
First official practice date.
5:30 a.m. on a Friday. It's, I think, November 16th. So get the alarm clocks up. I've been doing that. This is my 21st year coaching high school basketball, and I'm not going to change anything.
5:30. So
5:30.
So you're kind of going against the whole midnight madness. You're going the opposite direction.
I'll let the kids sleep a little bit, and then we'll get up early and we'll get after it real good.
Breakfast madness.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jason, thanks so much for stopping by. Looking forward to seeing your team. We have you on the schedule a number of times, including that doubleheader against Central Columbia that we just talked about. And look forward to it. It won't be long.
Look forward to it too. Thank you so much.
Hey, Jason Kingery, head boys basketball coach at Berwick. Here at halftime, the Bulldogs leading Pittston area by a score of 14-0. Stats for that first half of play. Andy Lickney.
Got me off guard there a little bit, Jimmy. Berwick has only allowed 27 yards for Pittston, 10 yards on the ground and 17 in the air. Berwick, on the other hand, with the big, strong runs of Owen Shoemaker, 179 on the ground and 10 in the air for 182. So lopsided when you look at the total offense. For Pittston, not much at all in the running game, 10 yards on 15 carries. Dylan Lakachko had him with 5 carries for 10 yards. Devin Atkins, 2 carries for 2. And then the quarterback, Alex Anastasi, a couple by design, some by sacks. I have him with 8 carries, -2 yards. Factor them all up, a net of 10 yards for Pittston in the running game. Anastasi is 2 of 8 passing. 1 was intercepted, and his 2 passes is amassed just 17 yards. Andrew Kravchuk did catch a long one, and a beautiful catch it was, 6'2", and he goes high, one hands it down to himself, and he earned 23 yards on that. But Tony Gorey took a screen pass and was dropped for 6. So a total of 17 yards net in the passing game, 10 yards net in the running game on 23 offensive snaps, 27 yards for Pittston area. Looking at the Bulldogs, 179 on the ground, 10 in the air. Tough day to be throwing. Quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh, 1 of 5. One was caught and fumbled away, and just 10 yards in all. Tegan Wilk caught the ball on a slant, was hit by Kravchuk, and the ball squirted away from him. So the passing is limited to just those 10 yards, and yet a fumble suffered on that play. But running, it's been the Owen Shoemaker show. 9 carries, 162 yards. Found the going rough early. Pittston played it very tough. First 5 carries, just 8 yards. But then he explodes for the big-time touchdown runs. And he has here at the halftime 9 carries for 162 yards. Other running backs, Aiden Mason lost 2. Alex Sharkuski 1 as he picked up sort of a bouncing lateral coming his way. And Ryan Lawbaugh, 5 carries for 18 yards. He's been sacked on 1 occasion. Factor them all up, 16 carries, 179 yards. 10 yards in the passing game, 182 for Berwick. Again, compare it to the 27 for Pittston.
Scoring in that first half, all Owen Shoemaker, those 2 long drives, long runs, I should say, 93-yard run and a 46-yard run. That is the difference here at the half as Berwick leads Pittston area by a score of 14-0. We'll check other scores later on this halftime show. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
Name Brand Liquidations is now open in the Berwick Plaza just in time for the holiday shopping season. At Name Brand Liquidations, you'll find everything from cereal to car seats at great prices too. 50 to 90% off regular retail. Customers say it's like a treasure hunt with cool stuff at great savings. It's like Black Friday every day. Name Brand products, low prices, and the inventory changes every day. Start your shopping day every day at Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, Front Street, Berwick.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Just a couple of minutes away from the kickoff to start the second half in this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 14-0. For an update on other playoff scores, let's return to the studios of WHLM and Raven Klein.
Thank you very much, Jim. All right, in the high school football scoreboard, at halftime, Southern Columbia leads Line Mountain 55-0. At half, North Penn Mansfield leads Bloomsburg 6-0. At half, Mount Carmel leads Towanda 35-0. And in the second, Troy leads Wellsboro 31-14. Also at half, Canton leads South Williamsport 12-7. At half, Muncie leads Sayre 7-0. At half, Jersey Shore leads Columbia Montour Votech 42-0. At half, Selinsgrove leads Midwest 14-9. At half, Honesdale leads Dallas 14-13. In the second, Valley View leads Abington Heights 28-0. In the second, North Pocono leads West Scranton 27-12. At half, Old Forge leads Lackawanna Trail 12-7. In the second, Dunmore leads Carbondale 35-0. At half, Delaware Valley leads Scranton 14-0. And at half, Hazleton area leads Williamsport 26-7. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Raven. Here it is 14-0. Berwick with the lead as we are a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Both teams have made their appearance on the field. And Andy, looking at that first half, what impressed me is that you never know what kind of reaction a team like Pittston area is going to come. They don't have their quarterback here. They've been down the last couple of weeks. They're coming off a 40-0 loss to Wyoming area. They know they were dominated by Berwick here earlier, 38-0. Maybe it's just playing out the string. Through the first half, at least, I thought they played very hard.
Through the first quarter in particular and into the early part of the second quarter, they were playing Berwick even. You don't have your quarterback, but that doesn't really affect your defense. And I was very impressed by how they took on Berwick, took on their running game. Now, they may have overcommitted here and there, and eventually they paid the piper as Owen Shoemaker is able to, break for 97 yards. You might have cheated everyone up a little bit too much, but it was the situation where you go for it. I think Berwick kind of started solving the puzzle, started getting a little momentum after that run, and then Shoemaker has the other 46-yard run. But I've been impressed with the way Pittston's played so far. Yeah, they don't have the offensive tools to threaten enough, and yet, they're game. They've thrown a couple bombs. They hit on the one, not for a score, but for a nice play. They're trying to get their running game going. They're trying to run this young quarterback. Give them credit. Give them credit. You're right. A lot of teams could have rolled over and died, and they've been impressive.
Andy, we've been playing under the assumption here that if Berwick wins, they'll be on the road at Dallas next week. Dallas is losing at the half to Honesdale, 14-13. There's still a half to go, and I would still pick Dallas in that one. But if that would hold up, the game would be here if Berwick wins, because they would be the higher seed.
You are right. So, Berwick fans, root more than you think you'd like to root for Honesdale. Of course, conditions are affecting everyone in the course of this, so, you're more prone to be upset in driving rain. And Dallas, that mixes a lot of pass in with their running game, you can see where something could happen. Honesville's a quality team. We'll see what happens on that one. Keep your eye on the score.
Berwick will get the football to start the second half. Aiden Mason, Keegan Wilk, Blake Bauer deep for the Bulldogs. It'll be interesting to see how Pittston area plays this kickoff by John DeLuca, because both Keegan Wilk and Aiden Mason have been tremendous in returning kicks during the course of this season. Berwick moving from our right to our left. 14-0 is the Bulldog lead on the two long touchdown runs by Owen Shoemaker. This second half is underway. The kick by DeLuca skitters along the ground, goes through the legs of a Berwick player. Aiden Mason trying to get on it. It's loose, and Pittston area has the football at the 21-yard line.
Raheem Patterson, it skittered through the up back, and it looked like the man behind him was going to make an easy play, but he wanted to scoop and still run. He doesn't scoop it cleanly. It goes through him. And Raheem Patterson with the hustle. The sophomore comes up with a huge turnover on the free kick.
Second turnover of the game against the Bulldogs. Pittston area in business. As they move from our left to our right, they have it at the Bulldog 21-yard line. Brian Jambra wide to the right side. Alex Anastasi, the quarterback, operates out of the gun. has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he has time, and he's looking for the end zone. The Jambro goes up and can't make the play. Ball just knocked out of his hands. Well, good defensive work. That ball was thrown very, very well.
Peyton Williams was there. The man had him beat. Jambro turned to face the ball coming. Looked like he was going to jump and chest it in his numbers. But Peyton Williams creates enough interference to knock that football away. So going for it right then with momentum after the turnover.
Jambro wide to the left. Hawes wide to the right. Second down and 10. Patriots at the Bulldog 21-yard line. And Stausi out of the gun with a protector to his left. Has the shotgun snap. It's low. He tries to get on it at the 25-yard line. Berwick comes in aggressively, and the Bulldogs got the football. Bulldogs got the football. Looked like Mason Lawbaugh has come up with the ball.
He does. Jim, he took it away from the quarterback. Shotgun snap comes up a little bit short and bounces in front of the quarterback, who should have done a very aggressive jump. We have a late flag, I think a celebration, Jim, or a taunting.
No,
but, they'll work that off.
I'll tell you what it is, but go ahead.
Yeah, but anyway, Mason Lawbaugh dove at the ball and basically outfought the quarterback for the football.
The coach, Nick Barberi, was out on the field, 15 yards out in the field. So
I can't see him arguing the call, Jim. Now, he may have been blocked from what I saw, but the ball comes up short of the quarterback. It stays about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback just doesn't make an aggressive play. Little mamby-pamby trying to get it. He does have it in his hands, but Mason Lawbaugh takes it out of his hands before the quarterback's down on the ground, wrestled for the football, made the physical play.
So the penalty will give Berwick a first down at their 41-yard line. First possession of the Bulldogs in the second half. It's Owen Shoemaker up the middle. Shoemaker fumbled the football, and the ball was recovered by the Bulldogs at midfield.
You'll get 9 yards on that run, so Berwick going with its power, going with Shoemaker, who's produced the points. Power's on up the middle. He fumbles about 8 yards into it, a yard forward, and a Bulldog does recover.
Second down and 1. Berwick from midfield, just underway in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead this one 14-0. Lawbaugh awaiting the short shotgun snap, gives the ball to Shoemaker, breaks free, has the first down and then some. Breaks out of a tackle, and finally written down at the 42-yard line. So hard for one man to bring him down. Tony Gorey finally finished him off, an 8-yard gain for Shoemaker. First and 10. Berwick at the Pittston area 42.
Give him 179 on the game. Brian Jambro had him about 7 yards into the run, and he's one of the star players on this team. But Shoemaker put a spin on and broke out of that hand tackle.
Slot to the left, slot to the right from the Pittston area, 42-yard line. Maurer comes in motion. Lawbaugh fakes to Shoemaker, keeps the football. He has running room. Brian Lawbaugh inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line.
Very strong counter tray, but with the quarterback running. Berwick pulls the right side of its line, the rather experienced veteran side to the left, and the quarterback follows that, and he'll stretch it for 9.
Second down and 1. Berwick trying to add to their 14-0 lead. 10-17 remaining third quarter. Bulldogs trying to advance into the district semifinals. Slot to the right. Justin Robbins wide to the left. Lawbaugh gives the ball to Shoemaker. Big hole off the right side. Cuts it outside to the 25. Turns the corner, spun down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Berwick's offensive line showing its dominance there. Big hole off the right for Owen Shoemaker.
Yeah, he's able to turn it into a sweep, and eventually the cornerback, Kravchik, has to catch him by the jersey and spin him onto the ground. But Owen Shoemaker, he'll thank his offensive lineman for the seams they're giving him. They're making it look easy for him.
14 yards in the carry by Shoemaker. First and 10, Berwick at the Pittston area 19-yard line. Lawbaugh gives to Blake Maurer, coming around from the right side, and he has some running room, but flags fly. Maurer still on his feet inside the 5, but this one may be coming back.
Yeah, I believe. He had about 3 yards into the run, sweeping to the far side. And then 2 different flags came out, sprinkling onto that turf like this, drenching rain.
Well, there's so much going on in the running game for Berwick. So many moving parts. It's really a lot of pressure on the defense.
It is hard, and they'll sell it with motion, sell it with shifts. At the snap, there's going to be a counter action, and you can still take it another way with reversing action. Very tough to locate the football.
1st and 16, Berwick at the Pittston area 25-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs leading it by a score of 14-0. Slot to the left. Two running backs behind Lawbaugh, who gives straight ahead to Shoemaker. This time, nothing doing. Pittston area all over the play. It's going to be a 2nd and long for the Bulldogs as Alex Force comes trotting on. He'll be at a wide receiver position.
Yes, he will. I noticed that Colton Ruckles in there at right tackle, Jim, wearing number 77. Mike Saludo going 2 ways. They like to spell him a little bit at offensive tackle, and I've seen Colton Ruckle out there for a number of plays in this series.
2nd and 14, 2 yards in that last carry. Lawbaugh back to throw, fires, has his man Justin Robbins, breaks one tackle, turns the corner, the 15, and down near the 10-yard line. Great individual effort by Robbins. That was going to lose yardage as he caught the ball, broke through a tackle, and made a big gain out of nothing.
Yes, he did. Sideways pass, if not backwards. He had to go high, had some blocking in front, but the man did filter through. Had him, and seemed to have him in the grasp, and somehow he spins away and makes nice yardage.
3rd and 1 down at the 10-yard line. Lawbaugh gives the ball to Shoemaker straight ahead. He has the first down as he powers down to the 6-yard line.
Strong run. Now put it to the offensive line, wedge that, go straight ahead, make sure you get the chains.
So Berwick, 6 yards away from adding to their 14-0 lead with the clock running 8:15 to go in the third quarter. Slot to the right side. Shoemaker is the running back behind Lawbaugh in the pistol. Give us to Shoemaker off the left side. He's in for the Berwick touchdown. His 3rd of the night as the Bulldogs build the lead.
They targeted the area of Sullivan Slabinski. He sort of doubled down with Eric Cashman. Anthony Sisko got his block to the outside, and he went in untouched. Two-hand tag doesn't have him there. Beautiful blocking off Berwick's left. Strong running by Shoemaker as he now has a 200-yard game.
It all started with the fumble recovery by Mason Lawbaugh. What followed was a 59-yard scoring drive, capped on the 3rd touchdown run of the game for Owen Shoemaker. He now has 19 on the season. Jared Groshik's extra point attempt is up, and the kick is good. Time out of the field, 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Berwick 21, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast in Berwick is proud to sponsor Berwick High School in their playoff game this year. The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast offers lodging that accommodates overnight travelers passing by, guests visiting family and friends, as well as long-term business professionals for companies in the area. This holiday season, when your family is visiting your favorite Berwick football player, have them give the White Birch Inn a call to book a room so they can enjoy all Berwick has to offer. Details available at thewhitebirchinn.com.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptuck. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Mason Lawbaugh with the fumble recovery early in the third quarter. And the Bulldogs follow with an 8-play, 59-yard drive. Owen Shoemaker had a 14-yard run. There was a 13-yard pass from Ryan Lawbaugh to Justin Robbins, and then Shoemaker finished it off with a 6-yard touchdown run, his 3rd of the game. It's a 21-0 Berwick lead. Exactly 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Fumble recovery by Mason Lawbaugh, Jim. If he ever used the word take away, he took it out of the hands of the quarterback, who should have been able to fall on that.
Roshit's kickoff is a low line drive. Kick high hop for Jembret. The 10 to the 15 to the 20, the 25, the 30. A nice return for him out near the 35-yard line.
Alejandro Lopez again playing contain on the left side. Leaves contain as the man bends inside and makes the play. But a nice return for Pittston there.
7:53 to go in the third. Patriots get it at their own 29-yard line.
trailing Berwick now by a score of 21-0.
Alex Sharkuski in the secondary for Berwick. Actually, it looks like he's playing up at outside linebacker where we'd normally see Antonio Barada.
Under center, Alex Anastasi. He's got a I formation behind him. Wide receiver to either side. Anastasi gives the ball. Lakachko, he's wrapped up by Ben Peck.
Yep.
He'll lose yardage back at the 31-yard line.
Big Ben Peck with the 72. You don't miss it. But then he's covered by 71 Mike Zalutko. And both of them falling on that runner, dropping him right at the line of scrimmage. They give him forward progress.
Second down and 10. Patriots at their 34. Pittston area coming in with a 4-6 overall record, the number 6 seed in these District 2 Quad A playoffs. Slot to the right side now. Krafchick wide right. Jamber in a slot to that side. Two excellent receivers. Combined over 50 catches coming into this game. Anastasi has the snap, keeps the football, and pays for it. Barry back at the 32.
Sharkuski, we just mentioned, he's been in the game at the outside linebacker position where Barada normally plays. He was committed to come across and contain that. He held well, waited for the action to finish in the backfield, and then went in and made the tackle for the loss.
Third down and 13. Pittston area at their 31-yard line. Winner of this one takes on the winner of Honesdale and Dallas. Again, that halftime score was a bit of a shocker. Honesdale with a 1-point lead over the Dallas Mountaineers at the half. We'll keep you up on that one. Anastasi, third and long. Berwick looking to come with the blitz. Low snap. Anastasi rolls right. Fires to the sideline. Has Jambra, but he's hit and dropped short of the first down yardage. Good hit by Peyton Williams. Brian Jambra catches the pass. They'll mark it at the 42. They're about 2 yards short of the first down as Anastasi goes to the sideline and looks for a call from head coach Nick Barberi. It looks like they will go for it.
Impact hit there by Peyton Williams, Jim. If he's able to catch that spin, he gets the change. They have a new series of downs. But Peyton Williams, noticing the man's going to make the catch in front of the chains, comes up hard and drops him.
4th and 2, Patriots from their own 42. 5:39 to go in the third. Anastasi out of the gun. Low snap again. Back to throw. He's going to run with the football, looking for the first down. He gets it, but a flag down on the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they were blitzing Tegan Wilk up the middle, and I think one of the linemen grabbed the hold of him to keep him away from Anastasi, the quarterback. It was designed quarterback draw. They ran it down on the goal line before to try to get them out of the hole. It had minimal effectiveness. This time it looked like it was going to be quite effective, but effective because of the hold on Tegan Wilk, who can't get to the quarterback on the safety blitz.
And now Nick Barberi will change strategy, and they'll bring the punt team on. So Berwick will get the ball as Tegan Wilk stands back at the Bulldog 41-yard line. This is the 36th meeting between Berwick and Pittston area, and Berwick has dominated this series. In fact, Pittston area has won only 2. Bulldogs have won 12 in a row, and they're leading this one 21-0 with 5 minutes to go in the third. As Tony Gorey's snap is a good one. Mike Coe's kick is short. Very, very, very high. And we'll see where they mark the football, but Berwick is going to have good field position with 4:54 to go in the third quarter. And the Bulldogs leading this one by a score of 21-0.
Berwick's offensively been dominating on the ground. Owen Shoemaker now has a 200-yard game. I have him with 202 after checking with Tim Hare, print media. We have him officially there. He's been the workhorse. He's been doing most of the damage, but Ryan Laubach chipping in with 27 yards, running from his quarterback position. A lot of the finesse game, not quite there, I think, because of the rainy conditions, and Pitston's actually played pretty tough defense. Berwick's been able to break some big runs, but tough in the first half, sustaining drives.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Dallas Schechterle is in as a tight end to the left side, as the officials stop play and a timeout called by the Patriots. 4:54 to go in the third. 21-0 Berwick. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLN.
Is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Berwick has the football following the Pittston area timeout. 4:54 to go third quarter. Bulldogs lead this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal 21-0 as Laba out of the gun. Fakes handoff, keeps the football, running room inside the Pittston area 45. Looks like he has a first down. Good ball handling by quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh, faking it to Owen Shoemaker. And with the night that Shoemaker has had, over 200 yards rushing, that gets a lot of attention. That leaves room for Lawbaugh to run for a first down to the 42.
Berwick's alignment was a little bit staggered. Left guard was back a little bit, and you'd say why, and then you see him pulling. Still back a little bit behind everyone from where he should be.
11 yards on that carry. Now Shoemaker gets the call, and Shoemaker breaks into the secondary for a quick hitter and gets down to about the 35-yard line of the Patriots.
209 yards by my count, Jim. I'm not sure what his personal best is, but very likely it's this 209-yard game.
8 yards on that carry. It is second down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Clock running, 4:12 to go in this third quarter. Berwick looking to advance to the semifinals and improve to 11-2. 9-2 on the season. As Lawbaugh gives to Owen Shoemaker. Shoemaker inside the 30. Shoemaker carries tacklers down to the 27-yard line. He'll pick up about 7 on that carry.
Wonderful explosion from the interior of the line. I watched Aaron Cashman snap, step, and explode forward. Flanking him, Noah Craig and Sully Slavinsky. They just pushed everyone forward. Gave the first 5 yards or so of that run easily to Owen Shoemaker.
Officials with a conference. I don't see a flag anywhere. Oh, there is one. Yep. So we'll see as referee Harry Kasky gives us the indication, illegal procedure against Berwick, but it wasn't a sure thing. They had to talk about that one. And
shouldn't have to.
The mark-off will be back to the 39-yard line, so we'll erase that gain by Shoemaker. And it will be a 2nd and 7 for Berwick at the 39-yard line of Pittston area. As Ryan Lawbaugh looks to the sideline, Frank Sheptock with a series of signs, look like a third base coach. He's given all kinds of indication to Lawbaugh. Means something to the junior quarterback who takes the snap and pitches the ball to Sharkuski coming around the left side. Has some running room and does a nice job. And inside the 35, down to about the 33-yard line, very close to the first down yardage.
He shows surprising speed, Jim. Yeah, it's hard to remember a high school team that I've seen that has this many speed demons. So many different individuals that can really turn on the Jets.
3rd down and 1, 6 yards of the carry by Sharkuski. Aiden Mason is the running back behind Ryan Lawbaugh for this 3rd down call as we go under 3 minutes remaining in the third. Lawbaugh has the snap, fakes handoff, keeps the football, has the first down and then some inside the 30, inside the 25, and down inside the 20-yard line. Terrific effort by Ryan Lawbaugh.
Always get terrific effort from him. He had a half-moon motion man coming that would have been a pitch. But he realized once he faked the handoff, he had the outside. He turned it north-south. Forget about the pitch after that. He runs with that ferocity to move the chains. Wonderful run.
15 yards in the carry by Ryan Lawbaugh. Berwick leading 21-0 and threatening for more as they have it at the Pittston area 18-yard line with 2:35 to go in the third.
No huddle, but the entire team looks over to the sideline for the play.
Slot to the right, slot to the left. Lawbaugh gives it to Shoemaker, who's back in there, and he's cut down in the open field, down around the 11-yard line. Quick hitter will pick up 7.
Quick hitter, and right at the end, he lost the football, but he was called down. He wasn't sure. He reacted back to make sure he'd get it. But 7 yards, again, with the window dressing, the threat of the quarterback running after the mesh, and then a half-moon motion. Might they pull it out and pitch that way? It freezes the linebackers in the middle.
They give him a gain of 6 on the play as they mark it at the 12. 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. And in motion right to left, Lawbaugh fakes handoff, keeps the football, is stood up as he gets to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 2. Berwick playing keep away in this third quarter.
Little double dive action. Fake to Shoemaker over left guard, and then quarterback Lawbaugh takes it over right guard. Again, a counter type of play that Berwick runs well.
On this 3rd and short, 2 yards needed for the first down, Will Decker and Dallas Schechterly check in. There'll be a tight end to either side, Schechterly to the left. As Berwick gets ready for a 3rd and 2, Shoemaker behind Lawbaugh. Shoemaker gets the call, up the middle, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Owen Shoemaker, an attitude run in from 10 yards out for the score.
226 yards on the game, yet another touchdown to his credit. Riley Brody, one of their better defensive tackles, had him in the grasp about 2 yards into the run, but Shoemaker just refused to stop, kept the legs chugging, slipped away from that man, fought his way toward the goal line, and eventually able to stumble his way in.
4-touchdown game for Owen Shoemaker. Jared Groshek's been perfect so far with extra points. Trying to tack one on here. High snap, but Forrest does a good job getting it down, and the kick is up, and the kick is through. Time on the field. 58.6 seconds remaining, third quarter. Berwick 28. Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, WHLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
8-play, 53-yard drive. The latest Berwick score. Owen Shoemaker, his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. And the Bulldogs have extended their lead to 28-0 over Pittston area. 58.6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Jared Groshek will kick off following his 4th extra point of the evening. His kick is very, very high up the middle. Andrew Krafchick at the 11. Up the middle to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, gets outside. Jake Seeley finally wraps him up over the 30 at about the 32. So that's where Pittston area will put it in play.
Berwick maintained their lanes, but the tackles couldn't be completed. So he kept spinning away, going to his own sideline, spinning away again toward that hash mark before Seeley, who's coming down that hash, is able to finish the play.
Pittston area trailing Berwick 28-0. They lost here back on August 31st, 38-0. So just can't get offense mounted. But to their credit, they are playing without their starting quarterback, Mike Nocito. And Anastasi hasn't done badly. He's done all he can. He's been the victim of some low snaps of late. That one is a good snap. He's going to keep the ball himself, trying to get outside left. He's going to reverse field, and that is a big mistake against this Berwick pursuit. He will go down at the 20-yard line. Mike Solitko leading the way.
Will Decker also there. J.J. Snyder also there. Tried to go left. They turned him around, and he just gives ground. And before you know it, all 3 involved in the sack
a loss of what looks like about 11 yards.
Now they're marking at the 24-yard line, as that will be the final play of the third quarter with the score. Berwick 28, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLN.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the high school football scoreboard, in the District 4 Class AA quarterfinals, Southern leads Line Mountain 55-0 in the fourth. In the fourth, North Penn Mansfield leads Bloomsburg 14-6, and in the fourth, Mount Carmel leads Towanda 35-6. For WHLM Sports, I'm Raven Klein.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
Ready to go with the fourth quarter of this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal here at Crispin Field in Berwick. Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 28-0. We start the fourth quarter. Pittston area moving from our right to our left, facing a second down and 19. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line. Berwick trying to complete the shutout here tonight. They have two. In fact, they pitched shutouts in the first two games of the season. Trying to get their third here. As Pittston area from their 24. DeLuca on a wing to the right. Atkins is the lone running back. A toss sweep to him. Devin Atkins trying to get outside right. Gets by Sharkuski and has the ball over the 35 out near the 39-yard line. Nice job by Devin Atkins. He's a sophomore, just a little guy, 5'5", 155 pounds, but was able to get outside. It'll be a third down play coming.
Beautiful speed, Jim. You know, we saw him early in the game. They didn't give him that many carries. I have this as his third. He might have snuck another one in. But there, they just pitched him the ball, sweep to the right, and he showed speed. That's, of another level. Really exploded down that way and made up a lot of penalty or sack yardage and makes it a makeable third down.
13 yards on the carry. Third down and 5. Patriots from their 37-yard line. Wide receiver to either side. Anastasi, low snap again. Gets the ball, fires a quick out. The ball is dropped incomplete. Low pass would not have gotten the first down. Dallas Schechterly made sure. Put a big hit on the would-be receiver, and it will be a punting situation for Pittston area.
Big John DeLuca looks like an offensive tackle out there. They don't throw to him all that often, but they kind of widened him and threw it at the line of scrimmage, maybe hoping he could flex his muscles and make something happen. Instead, Berwick flexes its muscles and drops him and knocks the ball away.
Mike Coe back to do the punting for Pittston area. As deep, Tegan Wilk for the Bulldogs. Kick is very, very high. Wilk bad pedals, calls the fair catch, and makes it at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. And Berwick trying to put this into a mercy rule mode, leading by a score of 28-0.
And they'd like to continue with their running game, grind this on down, keep the clock moving. They've gotten to the point now where they're wearing Pittston down, getting them a little bit more demoralized with the complexity and the power of this running game.
Again, we see Eric Montez on the sideline in street clothes. His slight concussion in the last game. He will, in all probability, return for the semifinal, wherever that might be. We thought for sure it was going to be at Dallas, but we'll be awaiting that final score as they were trailing Honesdale by 1 at the half. So Ryan Lawbaugh at the quarterback controls. The ball is loose as the connection to Shoemaker did not get there, but Berwick was able to get on it, and they will be right about the line of scrimmage, I believe, maybe a yard or two gained.
Lawbaugh reached it out to the left to Shoemaker diving, who didn't look like he thought he was going to get the ball. It seemed to bounce off of his elbow, Bounce back toward the line of scrimmage. Lawbaugh very aware, able to fall on it.
2nd down and 9. Bulldogs from their own 26. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Shoemaker in that 4-point stance behind the quarterback Lawbaugh in the pistol. Lawbaugh is going to option to the left and keep the football and break through a tackle and get out to about the 31-yard line.
Counter option, Jim, the play you like. Fake Shoemaker to the right and then spin with the pitch man coming with you as you then go left. I think Ryan Lawbaugh is told if you see you can get 3 or 4 yards, you tuck it and run. Sometime it develops into more. The pitch is high risk, especially in rain like this. So let that just keep the defense wide. Play it safely.
4 yards on the carry. 3rd down and 5. Berwick from their own 30-yard line. Justin Robbins wide to the left. Slot to the right. Lawbaugh gives the ball to Shoemaker. Shoemaker looking for the 1st down yards is swarmed, but keeps those legs churning and will come up about a yard short at the 35-yard line, I think.
Watch the spot. He had the 35-yard line. Do they put it there? It looks like they want to move the chains. Tremendous run, Jim. And again, Pittston may be fatiguing. They have more two-way players, 5 guys at least going 2 ways. Depending on how they're rotating people, it could be more than that. So he had people stand him up just a yard or 2 into the run, but he fought them off, broke away, spun, and got the chains.
Oh, and Shoemaker leaves the game. Maybe his night is over. Aiden Mason is in there, but the call goes to Sharkuski off the left side, and Alex Sharkuski running hard over the 40 to the 41-yard line, picks up 6 on the 1st down carry.
And we've watched him. He uses his speed, burning it off the left side. Get a nice little run over there as he runs in direction of Anthony Sisko, Sully Slavinsky.
Ball at the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs. 2nd down and 4. Clock running, 9:14 to go in this game. Berwick headed toward the district semifinals to play either Honesdale or Dallas. Slot to the right, slot to the left. The call goes straight ahead to Aiden Mason. Breaks the tackle over midfield down the far sideline, 40, and ridden down at the 35-yard line. Big run by the 9th grader, Aiden Mason.
We've talked about the superior speed that Berwick has in so many of his players. Add Aiden Mason to that list. Exploded like a bullet straight up over left guard. Met the linebacker. They collided. He bounced back, spun away, and then hit himself down to the sideline.
24 yards and the carry by Aiden Mason. 1st and 10 Berwick at the Pittston area 35-yard line. Shoemaker back in there. Lawbaugh awaits the short shotgun snap from Aaron Cashman and toss sweep to the right side and cutting it inside the 15 and down to the 23-yard line.
Blake Bauer. He and Aiden Mason flanked his wingbacks with Owen Shoemaker in the center. Creates all sorts of problems. Half moon motion, takes the pitch right behind the quarterback. You're thinking he's going to turn that into a sweep, but he sees that Berwick's right side has pushed things in. He goes north and south immediately and makes a very nice run.
12 yards and the carry by Blake Maurer. 1st and 10 Berwick at the Pittston area 23-yard line. Maurer lines up now in a slot to the left side. Shoemaker's the running back in the pistol behind the quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh. Sharkuski in motion right to left. Shoemaker gets the call up the gut. Nice blocking for him as he goes straight ahead to the 18-yard line.
Over Sully Slavinsky. They have a nice wedge block. Very vanilla play. Don't even carry out the fake of the option after that. Just let him hammer and he gets 5 yards.
2nd down coming for the Bulldogs. That clock continues to run. 7:35 remaining this one. Jake Lanning will come into the offensive line, replacing Mike Zalutko for the Bulldogs, who have it at the 18-yard line of the Patriots, facing 2nd down and 5, using a lot of that play clock.
Rest of that line, Noah Craig, Aaron Cashman at center, Slavinsky and Sisko on the left side. Have a great game.
as Lawbaugh gets the ball, juggles it momentarily, and then decides to just keep it and goes straight ahead to about the 15-yard line.
Probably the best decision. Make sure you get it in your own hands. Don't try anything tricky if you don't have good security. Pound it off the right, and he'll get 4 yards.
Well, just 2. They mark it at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. We'll have 3 receivers to the left. Alex Force to the right. The call goes to Shoemaker up the middle. He's inside the 10 to the 5. Carries tacklers into the end zone for another Owen Shoemaker touchdown. This one from 16 yards out.
Add him up. That's going to give him the 5 touchdowns and 253 yards by my count. He had a really nice trap block by Noah Craig, the right guard, pulling hard to the left. The kick out was there. He followed it and then bent it inside. Has a nose for the goal line, runs with power, sees things well. Outstanding game for Owen Shoemaker.
An extra point away from the mercy rule here. Jared Groshek's been perfect to this point. Alex Force will hold. Jake Lanning does the snapping. Snap is a little bit low. Force does a good job getting it down, and Groshek's kick is up and through. Time out of the field. 6:30 remaining in the game. Berwick 35. Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio WHLM.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score 1 for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
This game was scoreless tonight with 5:43 to go in the second quarter, but Berwick has dominated from that point as the Bulldogs defense continues to play outstanding football, and Owen Shoemaker continues a huge night running the football. He now has 5 rushing touchdowns.
He's strong, officially 255 yards. Our understanding, the Berwick record for yards in a game is 305. We're not sure of touchdowns. We have our crack research staff checking that out.
6:30 remaining, and we are in the mercy rule mode as Jared Groshek will kick off for the Bulldogs. As the kick skitters along the turf, headed toward the sideline, but picked up at the 15-yard line, and the return by Alex Hawes out near the 29-yard.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to prevent any type of return or it wasn't an onside kick to try to return it. He wanted to put it along the ground rather than up in the air. He was able to keep it from going out of bounds. Hawes realized that, so he picked it up and kind of tiptoed and tried to pick his way up this near sideline.
Jared Groshek, after the kickoff, is in that Berwick secondary at a safety spot. Preston Robbins is the other safety. 1st and 10, Pittston area. Patriots at their 30. Colin Hill coming on late is in that defense as a double reverse, and Hawes has room off the right side. Alex Hawes gets by Peyton Williams and gets the first down, and it's going to be 15 on Berwick after the play. Not a vicious hit, but certainly a hit out of bounds.
Jared Groshek on the far side lost track of the sideline. He went down low. The man's a good yard or so out of bounds. So you're right. Not a vicious hit as Berwick's trying to get a number of players into this game. Noticed Antonio Barata not in the game. You mentioned fellow coming in late last time at that position. I can't find Barata's number on the sideline, so I have a little concern for him.
15 yards on the run by Hawes. 15 against Berwick after the run. 1st and 10, Pittston area at the Berwick 40. The Patriots try to break the tie. Berwick program does not list the school record for rushing touchdowns in a game. Can't be too many away.
No.
as Shoemaker has 5 on the night. Snap goes. The pass is incomplete. Anastasi tried to hit Alex Hawes at the 36. Incomplete, but the clock continues to run since we are in the mercy rule with Berwick holding that 35-0 lead. 5:35 remaining.
Anastasi over to the sideline getting the play, bringing it to the huddle to his teammates. They'll snap out of that.
Stay with us. Raven Klein will have the scores of other playoff games tonight. Of course, interested on an update on that Dallas-Honesdale game. We may not have a final on that. This one going very quickly as the 2nd down and 10 call. Anastasi back to throw, fires, knocked down and almost picked off. Aiden Mason got a hand on it at the 35-yard line. Pass intended for Alex Hawes.
Yeah, make the play, Aiden. He was in position. Dropped on back into his linebacker short zone, went up high and just couldn't quite hold it. Yeah, you got to remember the conditions this is being played in. You know, as we watch the field, we don't see it, but look up to the lights and you can see it's a drenching rain coming the entire time. That could throw some things off for some people.
Yeah, it has not let up.
No,
it's
not
been,
at all.
Consistent since the kickoff. 3rd and 10, Pittston area at the Berwick 40-yard line. Wide receiver to either side. I formation. Behind Alex Anastasi. Berwick showing blitz and flags and whistles.
Yeah, right tackle over there on the far side or the tight end. Broke right on out of his stance. John DeLuca, we saw them throw him a pass out there. Listed at 232, looks a little stouter than that. And you weren't going to miss it, and yet the official, I think, was, let it play, but no, a little too flagrant.
Alejandro Lopez checks in at the linebacker spot, replacing Dallas Schechterle for the Bulldogs. As we go to 3rd down and 15, Pittston area at the Berwick 45-yard line. Andrew Krafchek is wide to the right. There are 3 receivers to the left. Anastasi awaits the shotgun snap. 3rd and long. Has the snap, back to throw. Lopez wraps him up, and he gets the pass off downfield, and a great catch by Krafchek at the 20, inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. So great job by Andrew Krafchek. Well, he's some receiver. We saw him make a one-handed catch earlier. This time he was covered. And give some credit, too, to the quarterback, because Lopez, coming on a blitz, hit him. Almost had him in the grasp as he let that one go, but it's a 28-yard pickup and a 1st down at the 17.
Wonderful catch, and then dodging and dancing to avoid the 3 tacklers who were surrounding him. Eventually, Preston Robbins finishing the tackle.
The Pittston area trying to get on the board. They have it at the Berwick 17-yard line, trying to avoid the shutout that they suffered the first time they played here this season, back on August 31st. Low snap from the shotgun. Anastasi is going to pay the price. He's hit. He fumbles the football, and it's rolling, and it's being picked up and going to the 40. It's Mason Lawbaugh. He's going to go for a touchdown. The lineman's dream. Mason Lawbaugh goes for the score on the fumble recovery.
Will Decker pressure from the defensive left side hard. Quarterback saw him coming and tried to avoid him running to the left. Couldn't do it. He sort of spun around. I wasn't sure if they'd call him down or call it the fumble. They did leave it play. And Mason Lawbaugh coming up the middle in the area to help with the tackle. Picks up the bouncing ball. Speeds his way the 60-some yards into the end zone. And that is a thrill.
Okay. It wasn't bad speed.
It was good speed. Well, he's not a bulky lineman, Jim. He's sort of a weight room lineman. Wonderful play.
Now the extra point attempt coming, but we're like a little confused as to who's going to kick this extra point. Now it's Groshek out there.
Referees holding things up, and they're getting about ready to line it up and get them going.
So Mason Lawbaugh with the fumble recovery, touchdown return. Groshek remains perfect on the evening and extra points. 2:48 to go. Berwick 42, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, WHLN.
AMC Builders specializes in new homes, major renovations, additions, and garages. Right now, AMC Builders wants to help you with your interior remodeling plans. Maybe you've been planning a new bathroom, kitchen, or a new family room. Every member of the AMC Builders management team has over 30 years building experience. Save money by calling now or stop by their showroom at the end of Old Berwick Road near the Mifflinville Bridge. At AMC Builders, they do return phone calls, they do keep appointments, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Visit them online, amc-builders.com.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptuck. You're listening to Bulldogs football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Mason Lawbaugh, defensive tackle for the Bulldogs, goes 55 yards with a fumble recovery. Berwick leads 42-0. Bulldogs about to advance into the District 2 Quad A semifinals to face the winner of the Dallas-Honesdale game. Dallas has come back. They lead after 3 quarters at home, and that's still very much a game there. It is Dallas 20 and Honesdale 14 as Jared Groshek kicks off in this driving rainstorm. Thankfully for a few fans that brave the conditions, it's a warm evening. We had about 60 degrees at game time. It's been a pleasant night with the exception of that rain. It just won't let up as Groshek kicks, comes up short, bounces at the 30, and will go out of bounds. So Pittston area will get the ball with 2:48 remaining. And Berwick leading this one by a score of 42-0.
You know, Pittston was finally driving to the point where they were approaching the red zone, and if they didn't get it in, I was curious to see if we'd see a field goal attempt by Lucia Carabetta. She has 9 PATs on the year, but no field goals. Now, just to break the schneid, you think they'd give her an attempt if they were close enough. She was kicking them from the 20-yard line in practice.
But it was not to be as Berwick comes up with the big defensive play, and now the Patriots, probably their final possession of the game with 2:48 remaining, have it at their 35-yard line. I formation, Devin Atkins is the tailback. Takes a toss sweep to the right side, has some room, 35, 40, 45, and tackled at the 49-yard line. So the little guy has some speed.
Yes, he does. Blake Girton eventually makes the tackle, but Berwick's outside linebacker, defensive end, inside backers are underestimating the speed, even though they saw it in the last series. This guy has tremendous speed to turn the corner, and they're going to have to play that a lot more honestly.
19 yards in the pickup by the sophomore Devin Atkins. 1st and 10, Pittston area at their own 49-yard line. Just a little over 2 minutes remaining. Atkins remains there as the tailback. They're going to pitch the ball, and he'll try the other side, then cuts it inside. He's over midfield, and he's brought down. Nice tackle at the 47-yard line.
Colin Hill coming up and seeing it, Jim. We saw him in there at that outside linebacker, playing for the cutback, in good position. Keeps that to a 5-yard gain, but had the potential to go all the way as teams often over-pursue.
And 4 yards for Atkins on the carry. 1:35 remaining. Pittston area at the Berwick 47-yard line.
This Devin Atkins, future star, Jim. He's good.
And they're using him right. Those toss sweeps, if he can get outside quickly, he's got a chance to do something special with it. From the 47, this time straight ahead. The fullback, and brought down after a gain of maybe a yard on the play.
John Morris in at fullback. Might be his first carry of the year. Trying to get people to key through to Atkins in the tail. Try to slide the fullback. He'll get a yard or so.
Sean Powell checks into that defensive front for Berwick. Gabriel DePippa among the people in there as well. The ball at the 45. 3rd down and 4. 45 seconds remaining. As Anastasi with the wide receiver to either side. Let's see if they go to the pitch to Atkins. They do. To the left side. Devin Atkins looking to get outside right, and he has the first down as he gets to the Berwick 40-yard line. He'll pick up 5 on the play.
He's good. You pitch it to him and you take that sweep away, he's immediately cutting back. He has the good vision. Again, the backside linebacker had a shot there.
And that will be the final play of this game as Nick Barberi, Pittston area coach, will walk to midfield to shake hands with Frank Sheptock. The final score, Berwick 42, Pittston area nothing. We'll be back with the scoring, stats, and a look at the playoff scoreboard with Raven Klein. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio WHLM.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
If you're planning a job or project that requires excavation, you need the experts at MDL Snow and Land Inc. MDL Snow and Land Inc. does driveways, basements, septic systems, as well as town hookups. They also haul sand, stone, and crushed brick in a variety of load sizes. MDL Snow also provides prompt and thorough snow removal for your business. For your excavating or hauling project or for commercial snow removal, call the experts, MDL Snow and Land Inc. at 570-336-0289.
This is Berwick coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on WHLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Bulldogs of Berwick gathered around head coach Frank Sheptock. Down below us to our right, celebrating their 9th win of the season against just 2 losses. It comes in this District 2 Quad A quarterfinal. Convincing 42-0 win over Pittston area. The Patriots gave the Bulldogs all they wanted through much of the first half. Their defense was especially strong. At one point, Berwick took over the Pittston area 29-yard line in the second quarter after a scoreless first, could only get as close as the 23. But eventually, as always seems to happen in these Berwick games, Owen Shoemaker, after being held in check for some time, breaks through, and he broke through in a big way. With 5:30:43 to go in the second, 93-yard touchdown run for the first score of the game. Jarrett Groshek out of the extra point. Berwick had a lead of 7-0. Later in the second quarter, sophomore corner Peyton Williams with his first interception of the season. Berwick taking over at the 41-yard line. And in just 2 plays, they were on the board again in the person of Owen Shoemaker. A 13-yard run followed by a 46-yard run. Jarrett Groshek with the extra point. And Berwick led by a score of 14-0, and that's how it stood at halftime. The second half kickoff was muffed by the Bulldogs. Pittston area took over at the 21-yard line. But a fumble recovery by Mason Lawbaugh on their second play. Bulldogs took over and put together an 8-play, 59-yard scoring drive. 14-yard run by Owen Shoemaker. A 13-yard pass completion from Ryan Lawbaugh to Justin Robbins, and then Shoemaker finishes off with a 6-yard touchdown run. Jarrett Groshek with the extra point. 8 minutes remaining in the third. 21-0 was the Berwick lead, and Owen Shoemaker kept it going. With 58.6 seconds remaining in the third, Shoemaker on a 10-yard run capped an 8-play, 53-yard drive as Berwick extended their lead to 28-0 after Jarrett Groshek again good with the extra point. And Shoemaker one more time, his 5th rushing touchdown of the game, with 6:30 remaining in the game as Berwick capped a 9-play, 75-yard drive on a 16-yard run by Shoemaker. Jarrett Groshek with the extra point. Berwick led 35-0. And then with Pittston area threatening to get on the board for the first time of the game, quarterback Alex Anastasia took a hit, fumbled the football. Mason Lawbaugh picked it up, and the big sophomore tackle went 55 yards for the touchdown. That came with 2:48 to go. Jared Groschick added the extra point. That makes our final score Berwick 42, Pittston area nothing. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickner.
Well, Berwick did the job, Jim. 371 yards in total offense. They held Pittston area to 110. Pittston's 110 was very evenly split, 55 rushing and 55 passing. In the passing game, Alex Anastasia forced to start with the injury to Mike Nacito. Had 4 completes in 14 attempts. 1 was intercepted, and as we mentioned, 55 yards. Brian Jambra, a 10-yard catch. Andrew Kravchuk, who played a fine game, 2 catches for 51. Tony Gorey, they threw one his way, and he lost 6 yards on that swing pass. So factor them all up, 55 yards in the air on 4 completes and 14 attempts. Berwick did have the 1 interception. 55 yards on the ground. Dylan Lakochko, tough going for him. Berwick stopped him, 7 carries, 7 yards, just 1 yard a tote. Devin Atkins looked strong here in the fourth quarter, 6 carries for 42 yards for the young speedster. Alex Hawes, also a 15-yard fourth quarter run. John Morris, fullback in the fourth quarter, a 2-yard run. And then it goes down to the quarterback, Alex Anastasia. I have him with 9 carries for -11. You look at that, 66 positive, -11 in the sacks, 55 yards on 24 rushing plays, 55 yards in the air, 110 for Pittston on the evening. Berwick, we mentioned, 371. Not that much in the passing game. They just didn't try to pass that much. 1 for 5 in the first half, 1 for 1 in the second half for Ryan Lawbaugh. Catching passes, Tegan Will caught the first one, a 10-yarder, but then a hit squirted the ball out of his hands in these wet conditions. And Justin Robbins caught a nice 13-yard pass along the way here in the second half. 23 yards in the air on 2 of 6 passing for Lawbaugh. On the ground, 38 carries, 348 yards. The big man was Owen Shoemaker. What a game. 5 touchdown runs, and it wasn't easy at first. His first 5 carries, just 8 yards. But he finishes with 21 carries, 255 yards. Tremendous game for Owen Shoemaker. 5 touchdowns to his credit. Blake Maurer had a 12-yard run that I forgot to add on in. I'm looking at Aiden Mason with 2 for 22. Alex Sharkuski, 3 for 13. And Ryan Lawbaugh, 12 for 58. So if I go with the 348 on the ground and correct it, it's 360 on the ground, plus the 23 in the air, 383 for Berwick compared to the 110 they held Pittston to. Jim, tough going, very competitive early, but Berwick stuck to its game plan, stuck to its plays, made things happen.
Owen Shoemaker was, as Andy mentioned, bottled up early, but he came on strong for his personal best in rushing and in touchdowns. The Bulldogs have advanced to the district semifinals with a convincing win here by a score of 42-0. For an update on other playoff scores, let's go to the studios, WHLM and Raven Klein.
Thank you very much, Jim. All right, in the high school football scoreboard, in District 4 Class AA quarterfinals, a final, Southern Columbia beats Line Mountain 55-0. Another final, North Penn Mansfield beats Bloomsburg 16-6. Another final, Mount Carmel beats Towanda 41-6. And believe it or not, still in the third quarter, Troy is leading Wellsboro 38-26. In District 4 Class A semifinals, Canton beats South Williamsport 29-7. Muncie also beats Sayre 19-7. In District 4 Quad A semifinals, Jersey Shore beats Columbia Montour Votech 52-0 in that final. And in the fourth, Selinsgrove is leading Midwest 21-9. In District 2 Quad A quarterfinals, in the fourth, Dallas is leading Honesdale 23-16. A final score, Valley View beats Abington Heights 44-13. In the fourth, West Scranton is ahead of North Pocono 31-27. In District 2 Class A semifinals, in the fourth, Lackawanna Trail is ahead of Old Forge 22-12. A final, Dunmore beats Carbondale 55-8. In District 2, 4, and 6, in District 2 and 4, 6A semifinals, Delaware Valley is ahead of Scranton 26-0 in the fourth. And a final, Hazleton area beats Williamsport 47-13. Back to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much, Raven. Here with the loss, Pittston area season comes to an end. They finish at 4-7. The Bulldogs improved to 9-2. Going into the semifinals, their opponent to be determined, as that Dallas-Honesdale game still going along strong, and still a chance for Honesdale trailing, as you heard Raven say, 23-16 with time remaining in that one. So again, that final tonight, Berwick 42 and Pittston area nothing. For Andy Lickney and our producer Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Sports Radio WHLM.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football playoff action on Sports Radio WHLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. The law offices of Lutz and Petty, protecting you. Name brand liquidations, now open in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Columbia Drywall in Berwick, with over 40 years combined experience. Your local State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. MDL Snow and Land Inc. in Berwick. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Mayo Funeral Homes in Berwick and Shikshini. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. The White Birch Inn Bed and Breakfast in Berwick. And by AMC Builders, specializing in new homes, major renovations, additions, and garages. WHLM is Columbia County's sports leader.
Penn State plays here. HLM.